Peace, peace, peace. I'm going to give it a second to see if anybody comes in. I know you guys not used to me being on here this late, but got some good stuff we want to listen to. And I wanted to, sis showed me a young lady and very interesting. I watched a bit of it. So I said, let's review it with everybody else because for one particular reason, the little bit I heard I kind of am already agreeing with. So I want to give my own elaborate thoughts on it, as far as like um, how I feel about what she's saying and what she's talking about, so on and so forth. And we will go from there. We may not have too many people come in, but that's fine because I know it's late night. But we are going to give it a second. I'm going to play one song. I should have had it ready, guys. So let's go. Thanks for joining, sis. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Yeah, quick little song, real quick, so we could just see if anybody come in so they can catch the beginning because I want them to hear from the,
Okay.
and
Mm.
then hopefully we can go from there. Let's pray my brother real quick. Oh, actually, no, let me play one of the sister songs. I like that. Did you hear the song from Dre Cobb that I played yesterday? Sis, the that new song from that guy.
Oh
I played.
yeah, yeah, that guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love that.
that was a good song.
That
That
was
was
a
a good
good one.
song. Yeah.
Maybe I should play that. Yeah, let's play Dre Cobbs real quick. No, because I have to go out and find it. Okay, a couple of people coming in. Here I go. You see me? Y'all
Okay.
know how I do. We're going to play Flesh and Blood by Out of the Blue. I ain't played this in a minute. I don't have the Bluetooth, so let's hope the sound is okay for you guys. So let's go. And we're going to get into it after this.
Okay.
How it sounds, sis? Okay?
It sounds clear.
Oh, good. Depot on the beat. I couldn't believe it. Even when out of eye, and I still couldn't see it. This is much deeper than flesh and blood. Nigga, we fighting demons. Been double dared by the devil, I'm still in the field. Now you get to watch me get it up out of the mud. I couldn't believe it. Even when I was out of eye, I still couldn't see it. This is much deeper than flesh and blood. Nigga, we fighting demons. I've been double dared by the devil, and I'm still undefeated. Now y'all get to watch me get it up out of the mud. Now y'all get to see me without a mud. Everything that I do gon' be out of love. And I'm tired of these trials and these tribulations. And I'm sick of my name always getting drugged. But no, I ain't budge. All of this money and you not pursuing it. All of this time you don't know what to do with it. Counterproductive and counterintuitive. Why you be acting like you already knew to it? Straight from the gutter, boy, we getting sewer. As soon as we get it, you know we gon' move it. With all of this money I made from the block, get out the game and invest it in stocks. Bought me a whip, get the rest of it up. When you saving no stuff and it messes them up. When we don't be fine, but we stay on our grind. All of my niggas is stepping it up and they foot on our neck and no letting it up. We level the playing field, even the battle. My son is a scientist, he's splitting at us. Need us more geniuses, I know we got them. I know it's in us, I'm bringing it out. I know it ain't perfect, I'm making them model on Capitol Hill and I'm bringing them houses. The path that I'm on should nobody follow. I couldn't believe it. Even when out of high, and I still couldn't see it. This is much deeper than flesh and blood. Nigga, we fighting demons. Been double dared by the devil, I'm still in the field. Now you get to watch me get it up out of the mud. I couldn't believe it. Even when I was out of eye, I still couldn't see it. This is much deeper than flesh and blood. Nigga, we fighting demons. I've been double dared by the devil, and I'm still in the field. Now you get to watch me get it up out of the mud. We fighting this road no longer. Fighting each other won't make us no stronger. I need this niggas been fighting this longer. I'm at my worst, I ain't getting no longer. No changing songs, I'm making it through. I flip a chair or a table or two. They won't believe what I'm able to do. I'm making these movements, now this a new movement. My dog at the gate and I'm crazy as newbies. I'm getting too late on my phone back with doobies. On my way up and I break through the roofing. Shot for the moon and it made me a star. Got so much drive I can make it to Mars. Can't promise a day that I'll make it tomorrow. Every time that we make it's to pay what we borrow. It's to pay what we borrow.
Peace, American Indian Mom and my girl Empress. We are about to get it in, ladies. We're about to do a review of this young lady. Now, they call her the female Kevin Samuels. We're going to find out.
Auntie, aka Pastor. Pastor P.
Pastors preach, girl.
Pastor P. Pastor P.
Pastor P in the house. Okay. Man, I got a little Pastor P around here myself. It said a woman's curse is being under a man. What y'all think about that, ladies? Let's get into this. We're going to see what this girl talking about, and we're going to see how we feel about it. Let's go.
Auntie from Fresh and Fit. Yo, I just did an interview with real life street stars. Go ahead and follow.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Woo! Real life street stars, man. We got in the building, man. Goddamn it, Princella. Also known as the Queen Maker. And for the purpose of this interview, we're gonna call you Auntie because you went on Fresh and Fit and just had a ball over there. And
and I had a blast over there.
Man, first and foremost, I want to start off by just wishing you a happy Mother's Day. It just passed. How was your Mother's Day, first and foremost?
Oh man, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I got a chance to spend time with my daughter, and I got to do it out here in Dallas, so I'm excited about that.
There you go. There you go. So off the rip, man, I got to ask you, do you feel a Mother's Day is revered and a Father's Day is feared in the Black community?
I wouldn't say feared for Father's Day. I will say Mother's Day is revered. Mothers are typically always revered. And so what can you do but continue a pattern that you've had your whole life?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Black men just in general get scared when Father's Day come around? Do they get scared? Because a lot of them, because they know they ain't in their child life. So of course they're going to get scared. It's funny because I was having this conversation with somebody and I was like, man, Mother's Day is such a special thing in the Black community. We respect it so much, but I do know a lot of guys who would probably turn their phone off during Father's Day to not get whatever backlash, because a man could do everything what he feels is good for a child, but for some reason we just get graded differently. I feel when it comes to Father's Day, like, man, they'll treat your last week like your last year. I say they, I mean, as women or the mothers, they'll treat it like you just been fucked up all year. I'm like, it might have been a bad week leading up to Father's Day. And then it's like, man, we get no love of the kid, and then told the kids not to get us none. Do you feel that's a thing that happens in our community, or am I off
it's
base?
a lot, it's a lot of things that happen in the community, but a lot of times people pick and choose what they want to run with. So I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the saying, well, all you need to do is be present. That was a thing.
That was a
right.
thing.
Being present, that's basically bare minimum. So when it comes to Father's Day, expect the bare minimum if you run with the just be present idea. You know what I mean?
Just be present.
Yeah.
That's true. That was a stigma for a long time.
Yeah.
I want to do it like this, man. For those that are deaf, dumb, stupid, living under a rock, man, I want you to reintroduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. Like, where you?
Oh, well, I'm originally from Shreveport, Louisiana. I grew up there, and then I moved out to Houston back in 2012. So I've been out there for a while.
You have brothers and sisters?
I got one brother.
One brother. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious, did you grow up in a two-parent household or just only mother, only father?
My dad was military. So we all lived together up until 93. And then he went his way out of the country. He went out to sea several times. So I was with my mom. He left us out here in Shreveport when we moved from South Carolina. So it's been with me, my mom, and our extended family since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I got to shout out, people like Genesis and stuff like that, as far as putting me on game to you. Yeah. Let me know who you are. I did my research. I did, some surface level. So I didn't go deep as, right. I could have went, but right. I said surface level. I said, oh, she's interesting. She's interesting. So I got to ask you off the rip. Before we get started, do you hate men in a general term?
No, I don't hate men. But you know what? Men think it's man hate because they hear women speak about their nature. And when they see the mirror in front of themselves, the reality is they hate what they see in the mirror. So they project it off on me, because I ain't saying nothing different than what men say behind closed doors amongst themselves. I mean, I've been in groups with males my whole life. I know how they talk. They just don't like to hear what I'm saying come from a woman. That's it.
Okay. So I gotta ask, again, you might have, people might know your journey, but we're learning.
Okay, I gotta pause that on there for a quick second. She's so freaking right.
Yeah.
It's crazy that men don't like to accept or hear truth. Now I'm the same way. Now I've been around guys since I was younger. My brother, that was my running buddy. A lot of times he'd be with his homeboys. He would be with my male cousin. I would be hanging with them sometimes. I wasn't a tomboy, but I used to be with my brother. I love my brother. Me and my brother used to chill. We was close. And our birthday was the same month. I mean, we just was real close. So as I grew older, even when I was a teenager, a lot of my friends was homeboys. I had homeboys. I was in choir. I was in pep squad. I was in like art, and oh man, I took up a lot of little stuff. I had fun in high school, and a lot of our friends used to run in circles, and it would be a lot of guys. So I always been comfortable around guys. So when you're around guys and you're familiar with them, it's so easy to know them. You could pick up on their mannerisms so quick. You can go on with them so quick, and they don't like when you can read them.
Yeah, so true. Because I grew up with brothers. Like, my mom had 2, my dad had 9. And so I was always around men, boys to men all the time. It was like constantly. So I do relate to them and can read them more than the average female could.
Sis, she said I should correct him. This not me, sis. This is a lady called Pastor P. Her name is Pastor P, but her real name, I don't think he did say her name, didn't he? Patricia. It's Patricia, right?
It's Patricia something. I can't remember her whole name.
Okay. Because I think she think this me, because she said, "Are you in California?" She said, "You should correct him." I'm like, "Oh Lord," they think this me.
No, it's what you post. You put some on your community page or something. You posted some where you on a plane saying something about California.
Oh, she's talking about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was visiting California. Sis, I was actually just visiting. I was going to visit at the time.
She thought she was in California.
Oh no, sis. That was from a visit last year, actually. I'm sorry, sis. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you could.
Okay, let's go then.
Okay.
We're learning as we go. How experienced are you, like, with men? Like how many serious relationships have you been in, if any? How long do they last?
Well, I was married. I got married in 2017. Me and my daughter's father co-parent. Prior to that, maybe I've had 3 or 4 relationships. My first relationship was a pretty solid relationship, and that was when my first boyfriend was at 19 years old. So I haven't been around the block in that terms, but to know men is not just about romantic relationships. It's about friendships. It's about working with them. So when I was selling cars, first of all, I've been in the military for 8 years.
There you go. Thank you.
I sold cars for 3.5 years. I played basketball. I played street football. I did the whole 9 yards. So I have a wisdom on men that the average woman don't have. 2 of my friends were pimps.
Oh man.
So, I grew up a tomboy. So most of my friends have been male. I had very few female friends. So I know more about male psychology from being around them and being friends with them than I have with just relationships. I have a 360-degree understanding of men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it then, man. I want this to be a healthy conversation. I've seen you kind of go back and forth with some people that might want to overtalk you, and I'm like, no, I want you to get your stuff out, because I'm interested in the psychology of of this conversation. Some people have called you the female Charleston White, as far as your outspokenness. I've even, of course, looking at the content, I said, okay, this is more like a female Kevin Samuels, as far as just some of the things you kind of some of the things you lead with. Would you say that's partially true for either one of those names?
Actually, yes, because here's the thing. Truth is all encompassing, right? And I don't pick and choose. So when you hear certain things, what you're hearing, because Kevin Samuels didn't straight up tell no lies, and Charleston White don't either. So the thing is, you're hearing half truths come from the male perspective. When a woman is telling the whole truth, you're kind of going to hear some of the male perspective coming in, but you're going to now add the woman's perspective. So yeah, you're going to hear some Kevin Samuels in me. You're going to hear some Charleston White in me. You're going to hear a bunch of males in me because I'm actually out here telling the truth.
Okay, let's get to it. All right, well, let's get some backstory. First and foremost, I'm curious, are you religious at all? And if so, do you believe in the Adam and Eve storyline as far as man, woman, how that, came about?
No, I'm not religious. I grew up Baptist, and then I got out of it around 19 years old because I read the Bible for myself, and I realized it's some BS, right?
And so, discrepancies.
Yeah. But then when you get into the Adam and Eve story, that's also BS too, because
yeah, well, come on, what makes that BS?
What makes that BS is this idea that the nature of the woman was deceptive, right? And that she went against God's plan or whatever. That whole thing is a farce, right? And so because the Adam and Eve story is put out from the male point of view, what people forget is that Eve was cursed to be under a man. That wasn't the natural part of it. So this whole thing, the way that they push it is that the woman's natural place is to be under a man and supporting him and being his helpmeet, when they're not understanding that God, quote unquote, cursed Eve, which is total BS also. But that's the narrative that is more accurate to describe today where women are.
So the curse, quote unquote.
Yes.
What would you say the curse is? Like
to be under men.
Just to be under.
To be under men and subjugated to them.
So
that's the curse.
Okay, let's start with this as far as they always say what comes.
Y'all know I'm working with this laptop. Okay. It took me a damn second. Okay, so I got a comment on that. So she said the curse. What did she just say, sis? I'm so sorry because I sure want to.
The curse. She said the curse of a woman is being under a man, like subject to a man.
Right. And when you think of that, when it comes to the religious aspect of it, let me look at it in the legal aspect. So the papal is the father, which is the papa, right? And then that is like a rulership or governance when it comes to like the state and the law and all of that. So with the Bible, what a lot of things people don't understand is that law and replacing, which is putting their names in our place, trying to replace us. That's what that's all about, that New Testament. So the New Testament brings about the new generation of them, the people that were brought about, created from the rib, which is the stem cell. So we're talking about the cloning and incubation and all of that stuff, taking it from the moms and the woman having the charge or being the chief per se, or the leader, and putting it into the hands of the papa or the father, the papal bull, which would be the governance, because that the governance is that other part or the other side of that, if that makes sense. Right? You see that?
Yeah, because they're trying to say that man started life as if he gave life to the female, and it's not the other way around. And so that's why she's subject to him, because he gave her life.
Exactly.
That's what they're saying.
The switch, the flip flop.
Exactly.
Another part of deception that we seeing things backwards, having something put in the other way, another reconstructed perception per se,
Yeah.
right? For us to believe, for the woman to feel like she is subjugated to a man, and for a man to feel like, oh, I'm just this, listen to me, and this and that, and then it put them in that ego. So you know what that does? That promotes, right? What men don't understand is it promotes the hatred toward the woman, because they get into their egos, because they get to feeling like, oh, I'm the controller, I'm the ruler. See, we're able to control that. We can kind of maintain it. We can know we're the charge, even when I mean, I'm just saying, I done been in a relationship. You act like you the charge, but you already know who the boss is. Come on, girl, don't play with me. I'm just saying. So we know, because it's all about the way things are done, so on and so forth, right? So that's a perception of that. What do you think about that, sis?
I agree. I concur, because that's how it's supposed to be.
Yep, hating
But
on
it's been twisted, and it's like, and it's harmful to us, because we really don't, like, a lot of females, like, if I talk like this to a lot of females, about me doing hair, and I'm always talking to females, it's like they look at me like I got 10 heads, because they don't get it. They really think that they're supposed to be subject under their man, and they're like the most unhappiest women that they're not even happy women at all. I say, you're not happy because you don't know who you are. Because you're so busy, it's all about the children and your man. And no one's making it about you. And that's why you're so miserable, because you don't know who you are spiritually or naturally.
That's right.
You don't know your vagina power. It's what you call, what's her name would say?
Okay, the P power, the real P power.
Alexis Taylor said, your vagina power, you got to know it.
That's right. You got to know that value and that worth.
Exactly.
That's
love
all.
Yourself. Yeah, love yourself. Supposed to like them, not love them, like them.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, y'all. Getting good. Did I take it back? I think I did take it back. Hold on.
See, not yet, sis.
Well, I was married. I got married in 2017.
I think it was up here.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
You're kind of gonna.
She said, "Oh, it's gonna get real good."
I hear some of the male perspective coming in, but you're gonna now add the woman's perspective. So yeah, you're gonna hear some Kevin Samuels in me. You're gonna hear some Charleston White in me. You're gonna hear a bunch of males in me, because I'm actually out here telling the truth.
Okay, let's get to it. All right, well, let's get some backstory. First and foremost, I'm curious: are you religious at all? And if so, do you believe in the Adam and Eve storyline as far as man, woman, how that came about?
No, I'm not religious. I grew up Baptist, and then I got out of it around 19 years old, because I read the Bible for myself, and I realized it's some BS, right? And
so discrepancies.
Yeah. But then when you get into the Adam and Eve story, that's also BS too, because
come on. What makes that BS?
What makes that BS is this idea that the nature of the woman was deceptive, right? And that she went against God's plan or whatever. That whole thing is a farce, right? And so because the Adam and Eve story is put out from the male point of view, what people forget is that Eve was cursed to be under a man. That wasn't the natural part of it. So this whole thing, the way that they push it is that the woman's natural place is to be under a man and supporting him and being his helpmeet, when they're not understanding that God, quote unquote, cursed Eve, which is total BS also. But that's the narrative that is more accurate to describe today where women are.
So the curse, quote unquote.
Yes.
What would you say the curse is? Like
to be under men.
Just to be under.
To be under men and subjugated to them.
So
that's the curse.
Okay, let's start with this as far as they always say what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that man came first?
No.
Do you believe that woman came first?
Yeah.
And then gave birth to
Yeah,
I mean-
and I mean that's evident in all of nature, right? The sperm can't do anything without the egg. And when you look into nature, the fact of the matter is the the Y chromosome is a degenerate X, right? It's a degenerate X. Man comes from woman, right? Nobody wants to agree to that because the male's ego is at stake. So of course he wants to believe that the Y chromosome came first, but there is no traces of Y in woman, but there's a trace of an X in man. I mean, that's just as basic as it can get.
And
So
hold
you're
on.
saying all men
That part.
technically just scientific in nature.
Wait, okay, let's clarify that. Actually, I'm glad you said that. Just
Yeah.
so you know, you guys, right? You started off as a woman. Everyone starts as a woman in the womb, and then you'll change. If you become a male, you will change. Everyone starts as a woman in the womb. What that tell you? It can't get no clearer than that. Come on, stop playing. Let's go.
Yeah.
When it's firstborn women and they're changed to men or boys, whatever, versus boys changing to women based on the X and Y
Correct.
chromosome.
The
Female.
determining factor that makes you male is the SRY gene. Without if there was a mutation on the SRY, do you know that you would be a female with the XY? If there was a issue with your SRY gene, yeah, that's the only thing that determines your maleness. Everything else comes from the female.
We're gonna be jumping all over the place because I just one question might open up another, and we're gonna be all over the place. So I'm curious, your thoughts when it does say a man who says, "Man, I was born a woman," and unfortunately, I have the body parts of a man, but I was born a woman, and vice versa, women who are still they're born men. Do you feel like that's something they're born, or is that a trait that is learned or comes over time?
Well, we can never eradicate the power of social engineering and programming, because by 24 weeks, a child is able to pick up the voices and language patterns of the parent, right? So the child is already being programmed before they even come out of the womb, right? So in this society where we're going, it's jacked up, right? It's real jacked up. And then with estrogen being put in all of the different foods in the water, a lot of things are going on. So yes, a person can be born with some issues dealing with their body and who they believe that they are. But all of that is rooted in a bunch of lies that they assimilate to when they get out into this world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So now back to what you were saying as far as, the curse of a woman coming under a man. Do you feel it is the other way around to where a man comes under a woman? And this is just based on nature, that the woman is technically, I don't want to say superior, but is the frontal being, and then the man comes under that.
That's the true pattern. That's the true way. The fact of the matter is, if everything was in its natural order, women would have the power to reject the majority of males. Majority of males pursue women. That's the natural order. And he doesn't get to choose who he gets to pass his genes through. The female gets to choose without law and law enforcement telling her she has to not deny a male sex and all of this stuff. The male comes under her. If you don't allow the male to be governed by the woman and you put him on top, you have chaos and corruption.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm curious. Do you feel, and we're just hypotheticals, correct?
Yeah.
A world with no men, all women, versus a world with all men, no women.
Okay.
Who do you feel progresses faster and survives longer in that scenario?
The female. The female will always survive, right? Because feminine energy is an everlasting energy. Masculine energy is a temporary energy that you call. So let's look at motivation. Motivation typically comes from anger, which is all masculine. That don't last long, right? Once you're not angry anymore, your motivation kind of dissipates. So you have to keep finding external things to keep making you mad in order to push you. Inspiration is a feminine concept, which lasts longer, right? So femininity is a longer lasting, less chaotic energy. If you put males all in one environment without women, what you're going to find out is what happens in jail. They're going to be raw dogging each other. They're going to be fighting each other, breaking off into gangs. That's how males operate. You put females, they're not going to do much of anything, any harm.
On what she just said, they did an experiment. They know this, right? They do this intentionally. You know, everything is forcing into this homosexuality. You know, with the males, they did a experiment with the mouse utopia. We showed it on a video last year, where they put all the mice in there, and because they were so bundled up together, they were all in there. The male mice started being homosexual, not the female mice, only the male mice. They became homosexual mice, literally, because they were
male.
Yeah.
They need sex.
Yeah.
And if they get, you know, that's just how it is.
Yep. They have to have it. They I need it. Oh, now let me stop. But
they get mad at you about your stuff. Like, nigga, I don't feel like I get mad at me about my stuff. Like,
oh, come on.
They gotta have it. Yeah.
They
gotta have it. Yeah.
Let's go. Yes, I said I was 85, 15 on what I heard from the lady so far, but she on point so far. I'm 100 with her. I'm getting more and more interested. Let's go.
I'm telling you.
Harm, but you're not going to have such what we have here is a matrix where you now have to worry about fighting against AI in your life. You wouldn't have that. So there's a happy medium with masculine energy and progression and being able to be controlled with feminine energy. So it's a deep conversation, right? It goes very deep. So what I'm saying is the amount of men that you have is too great. I'm not saying no men, but if you breeding dogs, how many male dogs do you put in a litter with females? You ain't putting 5 male dogs with 5 females. That ain't how you do it. The amount of male to female ratio is supposed to be a lot lower than what it is. But the problem is you got everybody being able to procreate. And how did that happen? Through patriarchy, stripping women's rights away and saying one man to every woman, giving every male a woman that they wouldn't have under natural circumstances.
Would you say there's a lot of masculine females nowadays, though?
Of course. But we have to know what masculinity is, and we have to know what we're talking about. What we're talking about is women are operating like men or like the male, but how? Through patriarchal programming. Everything that we live in, this entire system, is run by men's philosophies. If we understand philosophy and how psychology is programmed, you understand that your behavioral patterns are based on your philosophies that you hold. Well, all of the philosophies that we live under in the patriarchal system are all male dominated. Capitalism comes from male nature. Consumerism comes from male nature. This whole patriarchal hierarchy is male nature. So everybody, including women, are operating like males. Women are not acting like women. And it is not because that they're doing it on their own. It's because of the program that has gotten them into competition mode, because competition is a male thing. That comes from male nature. That's not the nature of a woman. But how did women begin to compete? Well, what did they do? They took women's rights to provide for themselves and made them compete for males who hoarded the artificial resources, because nature provides all of the resources. But currency is a byproduct of nature's resources that were hoarded by men. Black men didn't create the system. No. White men did. But black males acquiesced to it just like everybody else. So everybody is out. Every man for himself. Every man for himself, that's male nature, because y'all were designed to compete against each other to pass your genes along. Y'all are not communal.
Yeah.
But
so, all right, so let's stop right there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to preface it with a question. Do you feel that men have the urge to breed more so than women have the urge to birth? Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I think it was in Genesis where they're like, if we're going biblical, they're like, hey, God created man and let him be fruitful. So therefore, we were put on this earth to technically multiply. Technically, would you say?
No.
Oh.
That's Abrahamic religions are patriarchal religions, which are anti-natural. So the whole system of patriarchy was set up for the elites to take control of the planet. In order to take control of the planet, they needed to use the male body to do it. The male has no value outside of his physical strength. So what they did was they bred you like dogs, like horses. That's what they did. And then they made you go die in their wars, right? They put you in the draft and they used y'all's bodies to fight for them to control everything. Now, we can deny that, but it's right in front of everybody's face. And then after you got out of the war, what did they give you? They didn't give you anything, especially if you was a black man. They didn't give you nothing, right? You couldn't even get the GI Bill, but they used your body, right? Right? So of course, they wanted to breed men, right? Use women as baby-making machines and breed males under a patriarchal system, and programmed everybody to believe that man was God. So now you say, this is our purpose and you have to do this. So they got the woman physiologically and psychologically and through law and law enforcement to create the problems that we have in the world right now. Now, you can't tell men that, because patriarchy makes men feel needed, valued, and wanted, even though it's the very system that causes all of the males' problems today.
That part.
Growing up, you know, and this is just my observation, probably a lot of guys here, most women kind of control the way men move. Like if you're young and like a girl sees something like, let's say, quote unquote, a thug or a bad kid, and she's like, oh, I like bad guys, you know what I'm saying? And a guy says, oh, I like this girl, but she likes the bad guy. I'm trying to play within the rules, but she likes a guy who plays outside the rules. So that guy who's technically good may start playing outside the rules just for the love or lust of a woman. Mm-hmm. So, and I see, like, when it comes to fashion, when it comes to dressing and hygiene, you know, men only probably would of course take care of themselves, but they do it for women. It's like, hey, I'm trying to pursue this girl. I'm trying to smell good. I'm trying to do this. But so y'all are kind of driving force. Now, and this again, it's just me speaking. If you guys are a driving force, and of course, you know, we do a lot of things on y'all, and you, of course, you speak on patriarchy. Do you feel like in the society where survival of the fittest, we are surviving technically to, like you said, to breed, to make sure we have children, we lay our seed, we move on, move forward. But wouldn't you say that's technically the way human nature should be, as far as men should pursue women? Women should then breed and therefore keep our genealogy going, or keep our, you know, family existence going, you know, big families. My kids are here, versus having just no kids or only one child. A man should want to have 9-10 kids.
Well, see, here's the thing. Male brains are different from female brains. And because of this difference, you all see life differently and you have different purposes. The female purpose is not the male purpose. You all are hardwired to try to survive. Y'all are trapped in survival of the fittest. The female is not by nature. She don't have to do all that to pass her genes along. And y'all are not doing things for women. Y'all are doing things because of women. Y'all are programmed, and a lot of males hate the fact that women have so much sexual power over y'all. The thing is, the average woman don't know to the extent that.
What'd you say, sis?
She said, y'all doing things because of women. Not for women, but because.
That part. We are, this is what they need to put in their head. They need to wake up every morning and say, women are our purpose. They would be so better off.
I'm telling you, things will go back to how it's supposed to go, and things will go smoothly. You get already all these aliens that's up on your planet. If you just conform to the natural being.
Yes.
It's okay. We love y'all. It's okay.
We got y'all.
we had you before. We'll have you again. But you just got to stop removing us off the throne. Please. It's never gonna work for you until you put us back on that throne.
Never. Until you have the honor that you're supposed to have for us.
Yes. Yes.
How do you think things will be balanced?
The balance. Oh,
Come on. I know y'all don't know much about it, but we're trying to show you. We try to help you. We encourage you, men. We try to
mm-hmm,
bring you along the way. We show you
mm-hmm,
that we have your back. We be humble when we can. We do everything to try to show you that we have your back. But y'all just don't want to conform to understanding what's best and
yeah,
following suit to the things that are presented to you guys to help us move along in the right way. If y'all
mm-hmm,
pay attention and mind the way and the order of things in the proper perspective, things would
mm-hmm,
go so much better. There wouldn't be
yeah.
so much complaining.
Mm-mm. So it won't be no chaos. You know, it'll just smooth sailing
Mm,
until it gets back to that order. It's gonna always be a lot of chaos. It's always gonna be a lot of bloodshed, the bloodshedding of the children, all that stuff. And you complain about the female, about how she dressed, how she wear her hair, and all that stuff. Look, if you get in the right place, all that shit will go back to normal. Like women are changed. They're changed because they're only doing it to get your attention.
mhm.
You know, because you know what I'm saying. You try to blame other people or other races of why our women like changing their bodies and doing all this stuff. It's no one else's fault but yours.
Mhm.
Because women only try to appear to be a certain way because they see what you look at.
Trying to
So
trying to make you guys happy. Still consciously, we try to make them happy, try
yes,
to appeal to them, like you say. And then what happens is they're so caught up in everything that's going on.
hmm
It's
hmm
so hard to realize that they don't really need to do all of that
you
because
don't.
only because the men are so caught up in all these other things, they get so caught up in the physical, they make the women feel like that. So the women have the insecurities and they can't even be who they're supposed to be. You can't even
Exactly.
get the glory and everything y'all supposed to get from the women because y'all
hmm
not giving us what we supposed to have either.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Sad.
And take accountability. Stop blaming every other race. Take account. Just be accountable.
Yeah. Be accountable.
Be accountable.
Step into your places, step into your roles, stop overdoing it, stop playing
hmm
two roles.
hmm
You don't have to work extra hard, just
Because we owe you nothing.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
That she's powerful. She don't know because patriarchy has conditioned her
Mm.
to give up her power to men. So she don't know how much influence she has. Y'all know, they don't. And so women can't quote unquote choose properly because of so many other things. Now, it's important for people to understand the biological importance of everything because all of this starts with the biology. The first thing is humans, all life, it doesn't matter whether it's a protozoa, it doesn't matter if it's a rat, dog, everything. One of the characteristics of determining if something is a living organism or not is if it responds to environmental stimuli. All right. So, and this has something to do with the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. It's an automatic response that's unconscious to the organism in the certain environment. So what patriarchy has done is created different environments going up like that.
Yep.
So people in the lower echelon are responding to environmental stimuli differently than up because the environments are different. And then when you keep women out of the knowledge of themselves and men, see, you got a bunch of books on pimping, right? Pimping Ken, you got Iceberg Slim. They know the nature of a woman because they've been studying women. Women don't know the nature of a man. They have no clue, right? So you have people in the know in a messed up environment and people who are totally blind, making decisions on ignorance. But y'all put the responsibility on them and their ignorance, but y'all know the power that they have. And men don't want women to know the truth, right? And that's where I come into play.
Oh, okay. Queen Maker.
Yeah.
So you mentioned pimps.
Bring
Yeah.
it, girl.
What do you feel is about
Can
pimps
you
that
imagine, sis?
they learned of a woman? You know what I'm saying? Is it because sometimes it's without any physical?
You know she has a book.
Oh, she does.
Yes. Can you imagine if every female get a hold of that book?
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, she wrote a book, and it's called 41 Shades of Men. I don't know the whole title, but it's some 41 Shades of Men.
Mm.
Game or something. I can't remember. It was something like that.
So I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yes, could you imagine?
Let's see what she. Well, I don't know. Listen to the videos. I can kind of see where she coming from. So
Yes,
yeah, I like her. But it would.
yeah,
I would like to. Yeah, because if I recommend it to anybody, I would need to
yeah. I
read
want
it.
to read it
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yes.
yeah, because sometimes people do need certain things. Like a lot of times, when I'm doing like life coaching,
Hmm.
you know, it's certain things that people can read or have for their information. So remind me about that, sis. I definitely want to check that out then, because that would be a good
Hmm.
book to recommend. Just from the way she
Yes.
speaks, I love her. I
Yes.
love her already.
Yes.
She
Already. Yeah.
all right, let's get to it. Let me see. Go back to here. Okay.
Interaction. Sometimes it's just basically telling them something. It's psychological.
Yeah.
What do you see about pimps that what they do that works on women, that preys on women? Like what is it about them that
Well,
works?
it's a bunch of game. It's a bunch of game and understanding that most of the things, the people that you target are in need, right? When you target somebody and find their weaknesses, right? And you use those weaknesses to your advantage, here's the thing: a wolf in sheep's clothing knows what clothing to wear, right? And they study that person. And a lot of women don't understand that this manosphere, like the red pill, that ain't nothing but watered down pimp game. That's all that is. But they don't know no better because they ain't study pimping, right? They ain't study none of this. They too busy putting on makeup. They too busy watching Housewives of Atlanta. They don't even understand the driving nature of a male to even pursue them. And they don't even know to the extent that a male will jump through hoops and doing all kind of others just to run a temporary game on her just to get what they don't have a clue. Right.
All right.
You're giving me a lot of madam energy.
Madam. Hey, look, one of my pimp friends told me, say, Priscilla, why don't you just be a madam? That ain't my thing. Yeah.
No, this nigga ain't say she.
What would you
Hold on,
say
wait, hold
about
on.
They say a woman can't.
See, here go the dang. I made it go back. Damn
It's
it.
funny because I was having this.
I did not mean to do that. I was trying to pause it. I don't know where we was at, somewhere around here. Okay, so now this Negro just said she giving him madam energy.
Yeah.
Of course, she joked and said, "Oh yeah, my friend said," because you know he probably have said that before. But for
Yeah.
him to say that because she's confident and she's a strong woman
Mhm,
and she's
mhm,
intelligent, why do this is the feminine stuff that gets on my nerves with these men?
mhm,
I
mhm.
just say I don't even like that he said that. She was so polite and just brushed it off, but I know she like nigga, like
But
what?
see, it's not the feminine stuff. It's not that he's being feminine. He's just who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has nothing to do with being, him being girly or, thinking away, because most women don't think that way. I mean, how many women think about being a madam?
No,
Especially black
I'm sorry.
women.
I'm saying he's getting emotional, like sis, because of the way she's
Because men
talking.
are emotional.
He's
Yeah, men
feeling
are
like
emotional.
she's
Yeah.
how can I say? He's feeling like she's aggressive in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what I mean. So
Because
that's
they don't think that's being feminine. Men don't think women that, come off the way confident, they think that's being masculine. For some reason. If you have confidence, you're being masculine. I have I don't have dudes to say that to me. I'm like, huh?
yeah, me too. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But and to me, they'll act, I'll call it feminine because
What
they're
they say is
like
feminine anyway.
how a woman would act more so.
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes to a certain stage. When I say that, when I say a man
Yeah.
is acting feminine, listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not about,
Mhm.
of course they have feminine qualities. Shit, they would started off as a woman.
You got it. Yeah,
What
that's
I'm
right.
saying
That's
is
right.
that they have those abilities
Mhm.
as a woman would act.
Mhm.
Like if
Yeah.
I'm arguing with a female or something, you're a
Yeah.
man and you're speaking to me in a manner another female would speak to me, or
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
when I say a man is acting feminine or something of
Mhm.
the sort, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
the way
Okay.
you're not acting like how a man is supposed to act to me.
Yeah.
You're not responding to me the way a man's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And because
Yeah.
I expect that. I
Yeah.
know how a man is supposed to act. I know how gentlemen act. I know how,
Mhm.
how I'm supposed to be treated, this, and that.
Mhm.
So if you're doing
Mhm.
something other than that, there's something
Mhm.
kind of going on. You're not acting
Yeah.
like a man. So when I
Yeah.
say
You're
that,
right.
that's what I mean by that,
Mhm. Mhm. But it was cutting them. See, you had to respond that way because it was
Mm-hmm.
cutting them up inside. That truth.
Right.
What they say, the truth hurts. You
Yeah.
know,
Cut
and it
like
was
a
cutting
knife
them.
and a
So he had
sword.
to say she acting like a madam. Like we're not supposed to behave that way. Because we're a female.
And she is feminine at first because I only seen those first few minutes. Remember, I
Mhm.
said, "Oh, sis, she seemed like she kind of butchy or something, right?" Remember,
Mhm. Yeah.
but
So
I'm looking at her now since I seen more than those 5 minutes.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
very feminine. She's
Thank
beautiful,
you.
pretty lady. She's
Yes.
feminine, so it's
Yes.
nothing butchy about her. So for him to
Yes.
say that, that's why I'm like, wait a minute now. He's
Mhm.
sitting there with her, so I don't see nothing, like that for him to say that. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know they gotta throw that jab, to kind of discredit
Try to
something a
look,
little bit.
try to
Yeah,
hit the side so she lean a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit and get
yeah,
off her 10 toes down.
yeah.
She on them 10 toes, boy. You see how she looking? You
She
better
was
know. See this?
smooth.
See, he can't even recognize this. How they be so. Lord, come
She said,
on.
I've
He
been
can look
told
at
that,
this
but that's
woman
not
and
my
know he
thing.
can't throw her off her game.
Yeah, she said that's not my thing. That's okay.
Lord,
Yeah,
yeah, let's get it. Yeah,
yeah.
this is getting interesting. I love it. I like her. I like her more and more.
I love her.
The decisions and behavior changes.
Mm.
Men depend on women being dumb, right? Which is why they want young chicks who are impressionable, like old boy said
I
on
mean,
that.
some men.
Yeah.
The other men may not want that.
No, the majority. Because no, seriously, because y'all men are predators by nature. Y'all hunters, predators. Y'all have to get resources. Y'all fight for resources. You compete for resources. And however you get your resources, you're going to pluck the easiest one. So the more docile and the more ignorant and naive a particular prey is, the easier it is for you to get your hands on it. When you put women in the know, it makes it more difficult. Men don't want difficult stuff. A lot of them are lazy. They don't like challenges, right? They want it easy. So let's just keep it a buck, because you got these dudes who don't have no social skills. They ain't the most attractive. You don't think that they are jealous of the guy that actually appears to get things easy, right? Everybody like microwave stuff, right? But if you can get your needs met for low cost, who ain't gonna do it? The majority of people will. And I know male nature and what they need. And they need that little thing between these women's legs. And they're gonna get it the easiest way they can.
Oh man. All right. You mentioned the military.
Yes.
How you served for 8 years?
Yes.
8 years. Did you want? I know your father was military, correct?
Yes.
You wanted to go to the military?
Yes.
Being in the military, and I don't know how military works. You've been through Army, correct?
Yes.
It's co-ed, men, women.
Yes.
I'm just curious your thoughts when you see the might of the military, the American military.
Mhm.
You see men, you see women, and things like that. Do you feel like if it was, let's say, an all woman military, and I don't mean as much as like, just there's men over here and there's women over here, but
Mhm.
do you feel like we would be at war as much if it was just women running, let's say, the government, the military?
Well,
Okay, first she answered. This a quick pause. I don't know what the hell I just wrote in the chat. What I was trying to write in the chat, guys, was that social media took a person being able to socialize with people. People don't know how to have human or physical interaction nowadays. When we were younger, it was easier to, make friends and people would talk. You could be going somewhere, you'd meet people. Now people are so weird. It's like everything's antisocial because they only know how to socialize through media. They're media active. Everyone's like a living avatar. When people don't know how to behave, it seems, so when they get online, they have all these personalities they can pursue because they haven't been around people in a good way. They're used to maybe their family, going to work, so on and so forth, especially since like that MySpace, Facebook, everybody start interacting over the internet, so people didn't have as much social interaction. I noticed that. That's just my perspective on that.
Well, first and foremost, you got to understand male nature. Remember, this is, again, we are in patriarchy, okay? The nature of a male is competitive. It's territorial, okay? And it's conquering. That's the nature of a male. We are in a patriarchal system run by men who want to conquer territory. So they're always going to start wars. Women would not start wars because the nature of a woman is egalitarian. If you put women in charge in their natural state, there would be no wars. The only reason you have a war is because it's men trying to run and own the planet. That's the problem, right? We think we want to have this conversation as if men and women are similar. Men and women are very different from each other. There are more differences than there are similarities, right? Women get offended by that because they think different means better. No, different does not mean better. It don't mean worse either, right? Men exist in a survival mentality. They're always there. They never get out of it, right? So they're always trying to conquer a space all the time. All the time. All the time. You can't go nowhere and it just be peaceful with dudes just chilling. They always trying to conquer something, right? So you got to put males in a place that allows them to conquer. You don't bring that energy into the house. The problem is everybody trying to domesticate the male, right? And we're putting men out front to run everything. If you don't want wars, which men can't exist in peaceful environments, they're going to start some shit, right? They're going to start it. You put women in charge, you would have less wars, but if there are too many men, they're going to try to run and conquer the women's spaces, every space on planet Earth. And even if they conquer everything on planet Earth, they're going to try to go under the ground and get something. And they're going to try to go outside of the galaxy to go conquer some more stuff. I mean, that's the nature. Yeah, that's the nature of a male, right? Yeah.
So oddly enough, every woman that I know personally that has gone to the military, no matter the branch, has dealt with sexual assault. I don't know one woman personally that has been to the military that did not experience that. Why do you think that is? And why do you think women continue to go to the military if they know that this is a large possibility of their career while they're there?
Well, everybody has their different reasons for going. And yes, there's a lot of essaying going on in the military. I didn't personally experience that. I have a different energy. Like when men are around me, it's almost like I'm one of them. They take me in as one of them. They don't even really, quote unquote, see me as a woman, I guess. I never had that issue, but a lot of women do have that issue. My reason for going, I can't speak on everybody else's reason, specifically women, but my reason for going, I had a really rough childhood, right? And I didn't come from a loving background, right? My grandmother, she used to put me and my brother outside, kick us out all day. She wouldn't feed us, right? I've lived on the streets. I've been kicked out, I've dealt with psychological and emotional abuse, physical abuse as well. So when I turned 18, from the time I was 15 all the way up to, I just couldn't wait till I turned 18 so I could leave the house. So I joined the military on my 18th birthday to get away from the trauma that I was dealing with at the house. Some people go for that reason. Others go because they want to go to school, right? Because they market, getting this bonus money to pay for your college and things like that. Some people want to go to get the experience. Everybody has their different reasons for wanting to go. I knew people who joined the military because they wanted to die. They hated their life and they just wanted to die. And so they wanted to go to war, right? So I can't speak on everybody's reasons because they vary, right? So sometimes trauma can make you find a safe haven somewhere else. For me, it was like, okay, I don't know anything about the world. I would rather go to the military where I feel like it's going to be safe, where I can learn some skills to function in the world, as opposed to be out on the streets knowing nothing and be prey and ain't no telling how I'm going to come out. So I chose to go to the military. And if I had to redo life all again, I'll go back again, regardless of all of that. Because no matter what, if you're living life, it's always going to be something, whether it's the military or out in the street or at a corporate job, you're going to be faced with it because you're dealing with humans, regardless of what environment you go in.
What would you say about the Bad Girls Club? A whole bunch of women in the house and they get to fighting. Why do they do that?
Oh, well, again, we're dealing with altered women who have assimilated to patriarchy, right? And then you also have to deal with cramped in environments. How cramped is the space? Because even when you look at Universe 25, John Calhoun's Rat Utopia experiment, once the space got so cramped, right, with the mice, they started fighting each other, biting off each other's tails, a lot of that stuff. So humans living, they need space, right? So if people are cramped in a space, it's definitely going to be some fighting in there, and it doesn't matter. But if you're dealing with women who are chasing penis and who fighting over men, that's another dynamic, and that deals with psychological programming at that point. So it just depends on what we actually talk about, what they fighting over. Is it because it's too cramped in, or are we fighting over males? Right? Well, you know how that production went, you know what I mean? So fighting over resources, right? Nobody's sharing anything. There's no co-ops, there's no community anymore, because every man for himself, every woman for himself. And that is the production of a capitalistic society. That is not the nature of a woman, though. So it's a multi-layered issue.
I would love to get your take on the female rap industry.
Oh, God.
So they say, say that behind the female rapper is a man. He's writing the music, he's creating the look, he's projecting the image. And it's not necessarily the image that a man would want to maybe marry or to have raised his children.
Right.
But it is over sexualized, a lot of nudity, a lot of profanity. What's your take on it? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's definitely done by men. I mean, if you ask a man if he was a woman for a day, what he would do, the answer is give all my homeboys some pussy. No, I'm serious.
That'd be wow.
I'm serious. They have said that. Right? So in their mind, right, they project, right, they create the female for the male fantasy, right? It doesn't matter what the woman wants. It's all done for the male gaze, right? And we blame the women, but in actuality, a lot of them don't have creative control. I know when I was rapping, right? When I was quote unquote going to people's studios, oh, well, I can help you do, I can do this. They always wanted to turn me into this like whore type image. And I'm like, that ain't me. They tried to do it to Young M.A. Y'all see how Young M.A., she's straight hood. But when they first came, they tried to make her, they put her in a wig and try to make, that's what they do.
The music is sexualized,
Yeah.
just the way music is.
Yeah, but it's run by men.
So what are your thoughts when you see like the city girls bringing like over sexualism and it like basically what they call pussy power?
Well, it's a false idea of quote unquote pussy power, because what they're actually doing is promoting women to continue to go out there and have sex. That is not the power of pussy. The power of pussy is limiting access to it. And sexual freedom and sexual power for the woman is being able to realize that you have the power to reject and deny, not to just go willy-nilly, oh, I did this, I got wet ass pussy, this, that, and the other one. So it's just another alternative to push people on the lower echelons to keep having sex to produce slaves. That's really what the ultimate objective is. So, I'm not for the city girls or the WAP. I'm not for all of that, because it's a destruction of the female herself. It sounds good for quote unquote feminism, but it's really a detriment to the woman.
What are your thoughts on the idea of, in order for you to touch this, I'm gonna need some money. For you to get my number, I'm gonna need some money. And you want to lay with me, I'm gonna need some money. Before we can go on today, I need some money.
Well,
I need some money.
Okay. Here's the reality of it. Men pursue women. You only want something because you ain't got it, right? And you only pursue something because you want it. People pursue that which is of value. Men come to take. Women have resources. Women are a resource to men. I don't know any resource that's free. I don't know no food that's free. I don't know no success story that was obtained for free. I don't know none of this equipment that y'all got for free. None of it. Women are just like this equipment.
Sis. Dee. Oh, let me see.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, I think something's going on with music for a minute. So when it comes to this is where I have mixed feelings too. I think she's gonna go there too. What's your thoughts on this? Since you already
agree.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree with it. You know what I'm saying? In a way, I get what she's saying, because if it's a resource for them, and they feel like it's essential, hey. Because majority of the time, men get more pleasure out of sex than a female do anyway.
Right. My thing is, I feel like a man should know,
Well, he shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't have to ask.
Right. Yeah. There's no reason for a woman to be like, oh, babe, could you do this? Could you buy me this? Could you get that for me? Why should I have to ask you? You know what I need. You know what I like. So if you want to get me something, that should be a natural thought. You should want to do that. Oh, babe, I thought about you. I like stuff like that. I don't want to be like, oh, I like this, to tell you to get something from me, and that type of thing. And men should know. They know how we are. They know that women, they know that we like certain things, especially if you know your woman. Everybody has differences. Some women like certain things. Some women like purses, bags, shoes, whatever. Some women like to get their hair done, their nail done. They want to go to the spa, whatever it is. Whatever it is that your woman likes, you should be making sure that you're taking care of that. She shouldn't have to ask. And it's vice versa too. I believe that the woman, we not saying that a man shouldn't get gifts and things like that. I'm not surprised my boo. Same way I like to be surprised.
But we automatically think that way. Men have to be taught to think that way. So when a female comes off as telling that dude what she needs, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because if you don't, most of them not gonna do it.
Now, if you have to, that's right. I feel like a man, you shouldn't have to. Definitely shouldn't have to.
Yeah, but they don't think like we think.
I also feel like you're right. If I ask, it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, if I'm telling you I need something or want something,
train them like their mama trained them. You gotta train them. You got to mold them into that, because they don't automatically think that way.
Some do now. We ain't gonna say that, sis. Hold on now. I gotta stick up.
Probably like 1%.
Hold on, sis. I gotta stick up. Hold on. I can't say that now. I ain't gonna say just one every few because
When they trying to get you, but when they got you,
I don't know, sis. I'm not gonna say that because some men it just depends. It depends on the man. It depends on your relationship. It'd be different, you know. But some no. Some, you know, you get with them, you don't have to worry about that. They immediately start, you know, telling you things. They'll tell you stuff that you don't even know. You don't even know. I mean, like one time I was driving around with bald tires, not even thinking, not that I couldn't get tires. I just wasn't even thinking about getting tires. My ex was like, babe, you know your tires is bald? He was like, you need to go to the shop. Go to this shop, get some tires, you know, on your car. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even, not that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing I thought about. You know, I'm just driving and your car was driving fine to me, you know.
Wow.
So a man, certain things, a man, you know, him being a man, he noticed and he's like,
yeah.
You can't be riding around like that. You can get in an accident. You can skid. I didn't even think of none of that stuff. So
they do stuff like that.
You're supposed to do things like that. That's taking care and being concerned and contributing to certain things.
Yeah, protection. Yeah, they supposed to. That's how most of them they do think like that when it comes to stuff like that. I agree. But so as far as like romantic stuff, like we study our men, so we know what he like. He'll like. We'll be out. He'll like this. Let me get this for him. You know what I'm saying? Just because it don't have to be a holiday. Right. It don't have to be a birthday. You know what I'm saying? But most men, see you in it. Yeah, exactly.
I want you to smell like this. I walk past the building. I'm like, ooh, you know.
Men usually buy stuff that a lot of times they'll buy stuff they want to see you in, like some lingerie. It's gonna always be sexual most of the time.
So for them.
Yeah, it's always for them.
Not a certificate for a spa day or nothing like that.
No.
Yeah, that's just
actually. Ain't gonna think like that.
I ain't thinking that. Like, I mean, but you're right. We do have to train them a lot of times. There's some men are good. You know, they know that they have a lot of sisters. I'll say this: a lot of men that have like a few sisters, they already know. Because they done heard their sister playing about stuff. They done heard their sister talk about this, and that. They done seen them. I broke up with that nigga because he that. They're like, I ain't gonna do that. Especially when they're young and they pay attention.
Yeah, exactly.
It just depends.
Yeah.
But let's keep it moving. She on it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right. Men compare women to cars all the time. Last time I looked, you had to purchase a car. Right. So the only thing that men actually have to bring something from you, it's better that you charge them for it as opposed to giving it away under some idea of love. So, baby, send him your cash app.
Could you say a woman will choose a man because of his information?
For his information. Well, it's possible. It's possible. In the pimp and hoe world, that's the game.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the game. But the game has been flipped. A lot of times the male, every pimp know that the woman don't need them. They got to sell her that he got something that she can capitalize off of her resources, right? He has to sell that to her. And typically what they try to sell is protection. Meanwhile, the hoe is really on her own. All pimps know this. So the woman is manipulated to believe, because you can only run this game on a woman who needs something. She has to need something. If she don't have no weaknesses, it's hard to sell her on that. But if you got two struggling people and you got a dude say, hey, baby, come on, listen, man, we can go out here. You can get this money from these niggas. Go fuck this nigga. Go do this. I got some game, some wisdom that can make you get the most value out of your body, right? So being in a state of need, she may do that then, but it becomes much harder to do that with a woman that ain't down there. See, now you got to have a little bit more cash, because you can't be no bottom feeder ass nigga going up to no bitch rolling in no damn Rolls Royce. You know you got to have some bank. Men know this. They know this.
We've seen women with money take an ex-con straight out of prison and get digmatized over him having nothing.
Mhm.
She said, I just need you here.
Mhm.
Now, mind you, she's still the dominant. Like she still run a business.
Right.
She got an escort. She doing her thing. But she come home and in the bedroom, she might become the submissive. She might allow him to, do your will. And then she turns back into the boss she is. Now, when you see that, where a man is still needed for, like you said, it's only money that we're needing. Some men don't come with money. They come with other things. Like you still need a man around. Like who's gonna kill that roach? Like seriously, who's gonna kill that rat?
Listen, man, I had a wasp nest built, and it was like 7 of them out there. Who you think killed that shit? Because I ain't got no men around. I had to go out there and kill it. Nah, fuck that. I went out there. Fuck that, right? And I'm like this. The male want to be needed for some basic ass shit like killing a roach and opening a car door. Like,
no, we're here to get dirty. Women are pretty things. They don't want to, they're not about to go out there and get cut up and run and get stung by hornets and nothing like that. Men don't mind them blows. We're not pretty little things. We don't mind getting dirty.
I can't tell how y'all all on goddamn social media these days. Look at what they call them.
Different men, different times. But in the old school, in the I don't want to say the natural order things, but in the old school, in the old law, men will go out there and get dirty. Versus a woman wanting to get dirty. Woman normally was to stay feminine. The feature about y'all that just want to stay feminine.
That's a production, man.
Is that the end?
Yeah, we definitely gonna do some more of this lady. We're gonna do some. We're gonna do another.
I just love her.
Yes. If it wasn't so late, I would do another one now, guys. But I did drop the link. I would love to hear any of you ladies or any of the gentlemen that would like to come up and comment on anything you guys heard, anything she talked about, even if you agree or don't agree. If you're comfortable, you don't have to. But if anyone would like to say anything, definitely feel free to pop up. And yeah. So sis, listen, I'm like, I said 80, 85, 15. So the next video come up, we're going to be like, I'm 100% with her. And let's see how
I'm trying to tell you. Like, she is a beast. Like, I said, oh my God, are we related? Like, she got to be my sister or something. Because when I tell you, I said, she is a straight beast. I said, I think I love her.
Yes, this was awesome. She is great. She's very intelligent. She said she speaks with clarity, and it makes perfect sense. So she hasn't said anything wrong. Everything she said so far was like 100% spot on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. We're gonna definitely listen to her the next segment of her and kind of see what else she has to say, and we'll just go along with it. I enjoyed this little segment. Thanks so much.
I say sis. That's why I sent it to you. I said, this reminds me of sis right here. I got to send her this. When I tell you, like, I noticed, like, when you be on people's panels and you would say something. I remember I was at work one day. I'm doing somebody's hair. And you said something that just flipped the switch or something. I had to go outside. I said, girl, I'll be right back. That's how I was with her yesterday. I was like, you know what? I said, I'll be right back, girl. Cause I said, cause this bitch on this panel up here acting up. So, I said, she acting up right now. I'm like, what did she just say? Cause you will say something, you get in that flow, and it's just
it'll just over. Come out. Yes,
it just come out. And then you don't even remember you said it. I bring it up, you don't remember. Did I say that? I said, yes, you did. Go back and listen. And I said, I gotta go outside. I'll be right back, girl. I gotta go get emotional real quick.
That spirit, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, boy.
Oh, and what be crazy, right? When I be on the panel, sometimes, like you say, this is sometimes I'll be able to speak and get it out, and sometimes, man, something will hit my spirit, and I be wanting to say it. This, I can cut me out. I said, there go that demon right there. But that's all. I'm trying. I swear, I'll be. Oh my gosh!
I'm trying to tell you to bring a tear to your eye. Like, I said, oh no, I gotta go outside. Like, I'm like, that's just sent a chill up my spine. I had to go outside, girl, like for real. I said, you wait till I talk to her later. I said, cause look, you know what I'm saying? Cause nobody else gonna get it. I said,
Yep.
boy. So when I was watching it, I don't even know how I even ran across this lady. I never even heard of her. It just popped up in my timeline. I don't even never heard of this lady. It just popped up.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, let me see what she got to say. The title is what drew me. I said, okay, see what she got to say. And I'm like, okay, girl. Look,
Mhm.
I went to the next video. Okay, girl, look.
Mhm.
I'm trying to tell you.
I heard
It's
the
like,
first 5 minutes. I was like, oh snap, she on point. I said, oh yeah, I gotta
girl,
listen to this one.
to the chat, y'all ain't heard nothing yet with this chick. And I said, if this don't remind me of Star, because let me tell you, because you add more spiritual aspects. It's just, that's on blue. It's like trip me out. Because when I tell you, when I'm talking to females and I'm saying they having their little man problems or whatever, I'm like, girl, everything she said, it was like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
It's like, y'all don't get it. Y'all in this fantasy of what you feel like a relationship should be or a
Mhm.
marriage should be, and you get caught up in these situations. I tell people I grew up by the time I was in my 30s, a nigga couldn't tell me nothing.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A nigga couldn't tell me nothing. You ain't gonna change me. I am me. Love me. Take
Period.
it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? And I had that mindset, and I'm so grateful for it because I know my vagina power. I know. Look, I give it when I want to give it to you. You don't tell me when I give it to you.
Will you be
You know
blessed
what I'm
with
saying?
it? Look.
What? Gonna be the best you ever had, boo.
Okay.
But
You
look,
better.
no, I run this, and I don't care if you get mad. I don't care. I don't freak out like that anymore. I haven't done that in years. You ain't gotta call me because I ain't gonna call you either. So don't worry about it.
Exactly.
And that's why when she was talking, I said, if so many women can wake up and really learn who they are and learn how to love themselves, child,
It
men will
won't
treat
come
them
too
so
hard.
much differently. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it's easy to it's for some women. Let me say this: it's
Yeah.
easier for them to love somebody else than they
Yeah.
self because they don't
Exactly.
have that value, and it's so sad when they can't understand that
Because
they
that's what they've
have.
been taught. Yeah, that's what they've been
Yeah,
taught. Yeah, it's the church. It's what they teach them. I want to mention something about when she was talking about Adam and Eve
yeah.
and about how they said Eve deceived God, and that's why we're cursed or what everything is cursed and we got cycles and all that stuff. But I think that was the beginning that taught men not to listen to their women.
I do too.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that the moon,
Mhm.
the energy from that moon has a lot to do
Mhm.
with it because it actually weighs the waters. So it has to do
Mhm.
with the waters and the woman's womb. So
Yeah.
I believe that sperm having something to do with that night energy, that alien
Mhm.
energy. That's why I say the alien sperm, you know.
Cause they do
But
look like a little alien, right?
yeah, yeah, literally. And it's crazy because it's like it seems like that. Okay, let me say this is just the way I see it because women, we have all of our children, right?
Mhm.
Every woman is born, if anyone didn't know this, let me just say this, for anybody that don't know it, every woman is born with every egg of every child
Mhm.
that she will ever have, right?
Mhm.
Every woman that has those eggs in her, those eggs that are female, they're all female eggs. And when she has that child and is conceived, it's still a female egg, and then it will later possibly turn to a male. Keep that in mind.
Mhm.
So now those female eggs that are female, that stay female, they also have their eggs. right? So this is why we're able to carry the genetics down from ancestor to ancestor to ancestor, because the woman actually carries the genetics down through her womb. She has all of the eggs of everybody through her line. It came from the great, 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 greatest grandmother that's passed those eggs down, and that egg is being delivered through that woman's womb. So now when a man comes in, whatever has interceded, right, with that, and that man comes in, and then he gives the sperm to that woman, and then that child is born. Now that's been interrupted, that's interceded. It's going to be different. Just like if a woman have a child with somebody else, now that egg, that's a different paternity, because that changes the egg, the format of that child. Heresy, the bloodline, all that is changed and altered at that time. So that's why I say it's alien. It's alien to the woman's body. It's alien to her, and it helps to induce it. But a woman didn't used to have that. You know, people might think that's crazy, but that's a fact. Before that, Adam and Eve and all this other nonsense that they created, women had the energy to procreate by herself. That's why she had all of her own eggs. That's why we still have our own eggs.
Yeah.
And I swear, when I was young, right? Remember when that Maury Povich, is it the right one? Jerry. It might be Jerry. The with the babies.
You are the father.
Yes, you are the father.
Yeah, that's Maury. That's Maury Povich. Yeah.
Okay, yes, Maury. So Maury Povich with the You Are the Father. When I used to watch that show, right? I remember one time I seen a girl come on there, and she had like 10 baby daddies. I'm like, God dang! I said, how she slept with 10 different men? And that still ain't the baby daddy. That just don't make sense to me.
I remember
Now,
that. Yeah.
I can understand. You know, it's a woman having to, a couple. She might, you got a few booze or something. Okay, I can get that. Okay, so you don't got your few booze, but you don't got 10 booze within the time that you got pregnant, right? Let's even say it's a week. Let's say 10 days. Each one of them, you gave each one of them a day. Let's say within them 10 days, you got pregnant. You can't tell. Then I seen one, it was like a 13. This lady tested like 13 people.
Yeah.
So my thing, when I seen that, it made me think about that. I said, well, dang, women used to procreate before, right? I said, maybe these are women that have had children that they created themselves, and they thinking it's one of these men's babies.
Exactly.
Says, I swear, a couple of y'all might think this sounds crazy, but listen, this is a fact of life.
Because she couldn't think of anybody else after that. She was like, I don't know.
Exactly.
She don't even know when she slept with them, or, because I'm like, it's only maybe 2 days out of the month.
You can't be that damn absent-minded with your stuff. Come on now.
Yeah, it ain't too many days in a month you can get pregnant.
That right there just never made sense to me. I swear. And it just makes me think that. So, and because of the fact that the woman has the eggs, she passes the eggs, pass the eggs on. I mean, to me, that just was phenomenal to me.
I believe it still can happen. I do. I believe it still can happen.
Yeah. It depends, because it's an energy. Yeah. All the sexual energy that comes up when that energy is a certain type of energy that they even practice in religion. So it can give to a certain height where your body might be so electrified that it can spark that egg. Who's to say? We don't know.
Yeah. Because I done seen like a son or a daughter that look so much like their mother, and they have nothing like the dad. It's like so weird. Like, you don't have nothing from complexion, hair, everything.
What about the ones that had that they done got with a man? They was pregnant already, right? They done got with a man. Why they pregnant? Lord, I don't know how women do that. Lord, you got to have a new
and that baby come out looking like
the baby. Okay, but that's a whole nother story. But because I know people went through this. Pregnant, got into another relationship with somebody else. It's not their baby, right? They have that baby, and that baby look like that damn man.
Because of the sperm.
Because of the sperm. Because of the blood. The sperm. They laying in that person there and putting their impression
that
in
DNA.
Memory. The sperm has memory.
Yeah. Yep. They laying in there.
There's so many different, man. When we think about biology and science and all of these different things, a lot of the theories they have, people have all these theories, but there's so many facts that we don't know and will never. Never will know.
Because a woman can be pregnant from one man, and
if she's, especially if she's like promiscuous, and the baby can look like a whole nother man because
Mhm.
of the blood that goes, the DNA is
Yep.
in her. What they say, it take a year for a man's DNA to leave a woman's body.
Mm-hmm. It's an impression.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally an impression.
Yeah, alters the whole DNA.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, she hit on some good stuff.
That
Some
she
I
was
looked at about something she said about the mind or something. What did she say about the men not thinking?
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah, she said their brains are um it's like their brains are set up not to listen.
right. They have a blockage. Thank you.
Yeah,
They have a blockage in their mind because
yeah.
of that ego. So that
Hmm.
ego puts that wall up, and then they
Yeah.
have blockage. And sometimes you could tell them this, you'd be like, damn, when I told this that 3 or 4 times, I told them 15 times, I done told them this, and that. It's not gonna break that
Yeah.
spirit down because they are the ones that have to break it. We
Yeah.
can't change them. A lot of times I would be like, oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks and all this
Mm-mm.
stuff. Because sometimes when certain things are in people, they can be changed. You
Yeah.
know, it's possible, but it's not that easy all the time. Sometimes it's very hard for a person to change those habits. So when they be having them that block up, and it's like this is just in them, this is all they know, and their dad was like this and this, and that. That might not be the man you want to be with.
It's
He might
all
be
right.
somebody that's very, very, very submissive.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to be with that person. That's what I always say. If they can't, if they're, because it's not in them. If they can't be what you need, it's not their fault. It's just not who they are.
That's right.
You know, it's just not who they
Exactly.
are. And you got to stop trying to make them be what you need because you like certain things about the person. You know.
Exactly. Selfish. Thank you. I'm glad you
Mhm.
said that because that made me think it's selfish,
Yeah,
right?
it's very,
What you
yeah.
just said is very selfish. Like you say, you see something that you like in this person or something about this person that you
Mhm.
want, but it's
Mhm.
not really what you want.
It's
But you don't
not.
have to give it up because you're like, dang, I might not get that in the next person. I ain't really happy though.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep them here though, so I can find something else that's gonna be better. But you're
Mhm.
making that person unhappy. You're
Yeah.
not happy. You're making them unhappy for your own selfish reasons.
Exactly.
Instead of leaving that
Exactly.
relationship, trying to build something somewhere else, if you
Mhm.
need to, or build something within yourself, you don't have
Mhm.
to jump. I had a lot of friends that used to do that jumping, get out of one relationship, now they jumping and ready
I
for.
know, right?
I'm like, how do you even have time
I had to
to
take a
get your
break,
mind
child.
right? Like,
I I always took a
girl,
4 year break between relationships.
listen. I have been celibate what 3 months now. I done dated but the first year I came up here, remember the couple of days.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Mhm.
oh hell, see this is why I don't waste my damn time. But
Yeah.
I have to wait for what I deserve. Not
Exactly.
so much what I want, but I have to wait for what I deserve. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna take and accept anything.
And sometimes
You
you
know?
do it out of boredom too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I went on them dates. Remember, I was bored. I said, "Oh,
Might
I'm
be a
in
little
Texas too.
lonely.
Let me find somebody to chill with."
Yeah,
Man,
just somebody to chill with. But you got to accept it for what it is.
hmm
It's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
but not
But
for a
but
relationship.
you don't have to make it a relationship. It could be a relationship, but it has to be on a scale. Like what type of relationship you want to make it.
And it
You
don't
know?
always have to even be. Think I'm going to say on the scale. What type of relationship? It don't always have to be an intimate one.
Yeah, it
Some
don't.
women
That's what I'm
get
saying.
involved in these relationships, right?
Uh-huh.
What they'll do
Mhm.
is they like the person, right? They
Mhm.
have a closeness with them, right? And then they feel like, oh, this is the person. I love them, and I want to be with them. This, and that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Have this love or this kindness for this person, it doesn't mean you're supposed to be with them. A lot
Mhm.
of times you can have better relationships with people without having intimacy, and those are
Exactly.
best friends. I got a friend that I was friends with since I was what 20, so like 24 years now, right?
Mhm.
Never nothing. He never approached me in that way. Nothing. No kind of like just like my brother. Like literally,
Yeah.
he just like my brother.
Yeah.
My ex was jealous of our relationship just because this is my brother. You
Yeah.
can't, you can't always jump into a sexual relationship with a man just because it's a man that you like or he finds
Thank
or
you.
that. Oh, I like the way he treat a woman. Oh, he's single now. He treat his woman good. I'll treat him good. Listen,
A
I
man
learned.
don't treat every woman the same. A man ain't gonna treat every woman the same. Just because he might treat that woman good, don't mean he gonna treat you good.
Sure enough.
You know
All
what I'm saying?
requirements are not the same for everybody.
Mhm. Okay.
Your
Look.
expectations may not be my expectations, so you know.
What? Well, he a good man. He might be a good man because of her.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean he's gonna be good to you. So
And just because he wasn't no good to you, that don't mean that he ain't gonna be good
he's
to
gonna be
me.
good to the next person. Thank you. Thank you.
They'll be like, girl, oh, don't date him. This is
That's
another
why I've
thing.
never done that to anybody. I never tell
About the
somebody.
dating them. When it comes to dating friends, though, I'm saying, since somebody is like, say I meet somebody, I'm like, oh, sis, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, girl, no. He used to date such and such, and he dogged her out.
I've never done that before to anybody.
What?
Yeah. I've never done that to anybody. I remember this girl, I was doing her hair, and she told me that she was dating this guy I used to date. And I said, well, girl, she was asking me a question. I said, well, girl, we didn't work out, but that don't mean it won't work out for you. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not going to tell you our problems or what I went through with him, because you might go through a whole nother situation. It might be good for you.
Right.
I've never done that. Because we wasn't compatible don't mean you won't be with them.
Right.
So.
And I haven't had like, I had one bad breakup, but I haven't really had bad karma or energy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you just don't work out with people.
You just don't work out. Yeah.
It don't. You grow out. My first little love shoot, I thought I'd be with him forever. This, that. Man, shoot, after a couple of years, I'm like, well, dang, babe, I ain't really feeling the same.
Okay, I like
I'm kind of a little older now, I'm in my mid-20s, and I ain't feeling like I was feeling. I mean, and it happens.
Yeah.
I still got love for you, but I ain't in love with you.
That's because you 25 and he's 15.
Still wasn't what I needed at that time. Mm-hmm. And you were a little old. He was a little older than me too. David was like 4 years older than me, so he was a little older. So I'm expecting. Maybe I thought that he would have grown even more in the time, but he didn't. And I'm just looking like, nah.
He was 15. He was 20 then. He was still younger than you, because men don't mature as fast.
They don't mature as fast, yeah.
But they always 10 years
my
behind.
age.
Yeah, they 10 years behind.
It was hard for me to deal with somebody like younger in age because of me being very mature. I had one relationship with a younger guy, but he was mature, and I didn't. It didn't even matter to me. But I don't know. It's just kind of hard. That maturity level is real hard with men. They have to grow. Some of them go through certain things, and they'll be they'll grow because of what they went through in their life or whatever. They may be mature, or whatever. But say they just be so immature, especially when they're younger. But once you get to a certain age, when you like 30, 35, dude, ain't no excuse for you to be acting no type of way that's not manly.
Wow, the older they get, it's worse. It's crazy.
They be damn reverting shit. That's supposed to happen when they're in a senior.
Yeah.
They start reverting like a real child. What the heck?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna find her book. I looked on Amazon, but it wasn't there. So I think I'm gonna maybe try to find her website. Maybe she's selling it.
Oh yeah, she probably got
herself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would love to read that book. Child, I read that book. Everybody gonna have that book, child. Look. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be like in the magazine right at work.
Be like, remember the movie they had with Steve Harvey had wrote the book or something?
Oh yeah, that horrible book. That was horrible. I said, I can't believe y'all buying this book. Like, really?
Oh, that was a real book?
Think like a act like a lady, think like a man or something.
Girl, stop playing with me.
That was a real book.
That was a real book. I thought that was just a movie.
Yes, that was a book. I was like, y'all really buying that book? Like, really?
Lord have mercy.
No, that was the worst. I said he give the worst dating advice. The
I
same man that's telling black women to
man,
settle. Come on.
man, come on. Yeah, that don't make no
But
sense.
I'll buy her book. I said, boy, she's a beast. You ain't heard nothing yet, sis. You need to listen to my other one.
I want to listen to it live though, so I can react to what she's saying as she's saying
Okay.
it. I'm gonna save it. Yeah, I'm gonna save it so we could just like this one. When I
Okay.
start listening,
Right,
remember
I'ma
I
say
said,
stuff made me
"Oh, I'm gonna do this." That's why I had stopped watching it because I thought I want to react to it live. Because I like what she was starting, so this definitely was great.
Yeah, she said stuff that made me scream out loud in the car by myself. And people looking at me like, what the hell wrong with her? Like, I said, girl, if you don't get out my mind, out my brain, like really.
Old truth. They ain't
What?
ready for the truth. Y'all
That
can't
thing
handle the
cut.
truth.
And I like that the dude that was interviewing her, like when it ended and stuff, the last interview, I liked him. He was like wow. He said it was all true. Everything she said was true. And
How long is the second one? It's about the same.
It's about the same, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's really the same interview. They just broke it up in parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just different names. So the other one is
It's just a different type, different conversation, and stuff like that. Yeah. That's all. But she's, it's the same interview.
yeah, that's what's up. We definitely gonna get back into that, guys. We gonna definitely play her again. I want to also do that one about with the brain, the CIA, do the rest. That's very important. I know people probably forgot about it because I've been talking about everything else. I'll be all over the place. But I definitely want to make sure that they hear that and save that last part because it's real important, really into the details. So I want to be able to elaborate on it. So maybe I'll do that because it's the last part of that, and then we'll play like her other thing with another one.
Oh yeah.
See if I can try and do that tomorrow. I'm supposed to go out in the morning, but maybe in the afternoon or something like that. Peace, brother. How you doing, Dark Gable? Yep. So we'll do that.
Okay, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Enjoyed it.
Yes, that was refreshing. Like really, it was a break from all the other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
All the same stuff. Like I said, I keep telling them I need to do something on my natural nature page. Maybe I'll do like a live on here and then do the connecting with my natural nature page.
You need to start building that up.
Stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, because look,
I get tired of
our conversations like, look, sis.
Oh Lord.
To this law stuff, but we need some spiritual awakening, please.
Right.
Yeah,
I done fell off.
I missed them days
personally, but I sure have fell off of YouTube with putting it out there because it's like all this stuff is so consuming. It's like and you know what it is? It's the wave formatting of that keeps coming in because everybody's talking about the same stuff, the same. Well, unless certain things I might see a different thing I want to talk about or this and that. And what I noticed because of all the entertainment that go on, there's so much competition. Everybody once somebody talking about something, everybody want to jump on it. And it's like, come on, y'all. Everybody, we need to all be researching different shit so we can get all of the stuff.
You gotta have a balance.
Yeah,
you need a good balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you I missed them days. When I first subscribed to you. And you had the panel, y'all was like tapping in. It was like, just was everything.
Yeah, probably because of the community too, sis. I think probably have to expand like to a different community.
Yeah.
Really, I kind of outgrown it. It's a lot of weird energy and like this last year. Remember, it was around the same time the shit with the Lady Ama happened last year.
That's true.
The damn African had everybody turned on me. Now they got the government agents against me. No, let me stop. But
That's all right.
it's like it's so much going on. It's like I can't. I don't know how much longer I can do with this interview. You know, I still once in a while I get in somebody chat or whatever, but I can't even do too much of these people too much longer because it's wearing. It's wearing on my spirit.
Yeah.
Wearing on my energy.
Yeah.
You know, I done been caught up too many times with that negative energy that I don't like. I don't like dealing with that. That's not. It's not a part of me. I don't like the way it makes me feel. It even wears on my body. I can't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can feed into it. They can enjoy it. You know, like and play with the hatred and all that shit. That's not for me.
Yeah.
So I think, like, you know, it'd be better for me to expand to find like groups of people that are on more of the wavelength of things that I talk about. Ab TV is cool. I like Ab TV. He keeps a balance. You know about he's intellectual.
He do different things. Yeah.
You know, AP is too, but he just be having too much shit going on over there.
Yeah.
You know, all that just
all that masculinity shit.
Yeah.
Everybody competing.
Yes. These Pan-Africans want to beat some shit into somebody's damn head. They want to convince these niggas. You're not going to convince these niggas. Why is y'all wasting time?
I can't look. You know, I drop off because that start working my nerve. I can't. My attention span is not long enough to sit and listen to Pan-Africans. I just jump off. I can't take it.
Yeah, it'd be mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's draining. It starts to drain you. So
it's like they think that just like how we feel about however we feel, they feel the way that they feel, right?
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's fine. So how can you can't convince them of what you're feeling or the way that you're seeing things. They can't convince you because you know what you know. So just like you know what you know, they know what they know. There's really nothing you can do. It's something they have to do. I was saying I had put this in one of their chat last week or something. It's them. They're the ones that's gonna have to get the information. It's gonna have to be something that hit them like boom. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people can hear things over and over. I had a friend, I used to tell her something about her relationship with her husband all the time, over and over. So maybe after like 5 years, right? One time, mind you, I'm not a nosy person. I don't dip, but you know, everybody always come to me, oh, what should I do, Kim, what should I do? So when she asked me about these certain things, right, I would give her the advice about what I felt with the husband. I ain't gonna get her business. But what she did, one day we was talking, right? And here go this same shit. I'm telling this dummy over and over. No, let me stop. But I used to feel like a dumbass this shit over and over, girl. She'd be laughing like, well, damn, sis. But either way, this one day we was sitting and she looked at me, right? And she was like, she said, sis, she said, you know what? She said, you done told me that shit, I don't know how many times. She said, but now I see what you're talking about. She said, now I see it. It literally, I had told her this. I swear I told this girl this at least 9 times. When I told her this time, something hit her in her head. And she was like, damn. I could see it in her face. She was like, oh, shit. She's like, you're right. Boom, boom, boom. And she just ran it down like, oh, my God. She said, you done told me that so many times. She said, it never hit me till it just hit me right now.
Wow.
When that happened, that showed me that people, I don't care how much you can tell a person something, they are ready to receive that information. They block that shit out. That's what the lady was talking about earlier. Oh, I'm glad. That's true. That's what the lady was talking about earlier. She was saying, oh, they're blocked. It's because, yes, they are so trapped into that way of thinking. It's so for them to tear away from that. It's just like any habit. It's habitual. And when things are habitual, you have to find ways to break those habits. You know, so they trying to convince somebody of something that they've gotten into the structure or the habit of them, and nobody's going to convince the other person till they find it out for themselves. They're going to study some shit, and they're going to say, hold on, wait a minute, this don't make sense. Then some go, oh, I remember when this one said this. So, oh, I remember, oh, yeah. Oh, they was right. Then they'll say shit. You're not gonna make
it's the truth though. It's the truth. I remember when I was in my late 20s, and I had a guy friend, and he was like a real close friend of mine, and I was complaining to him about the guy I was dating at the time. And he listened and he said, you know what? He said, nothing changes until you change. And I'm like, he said it all the time. I'm like, nigga, why I gotta change? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I was completely done with the relationship and it hit me. You know what I'm saying? It don't necessarily have to change with that, be with that person, or um it has to, you have to change because you have to change what you yourself, and then you want to attract certain things or certain people, you know. And so
Exactly.
I had to learn that because no matter how many times he said that, I just was not getting it. I just felt like, oh, you just taking his side or whatever because he's a man, blah blah blah, you know. That's tripping. Then I said, oh, because once I change, everything around me changes. I have that power to change my circumstances and my situations.
That's
And
right.
then it, you know, dang, that's a dang, you was right. He said
Power,
it
the
took you a
power
year.
and knowing your power.
Yes, it took. He said it took you a damn year to understand what I was saying. You always get mad. You know, I'm like, oh my, that's because people gonna be people no matter who they ever. He's always say, but you have to change.
That's right.
And child, ever since then, he should have never told me that shit. 'Cause-
Okay. And it don't, and it's not about a lot of times people be like, oh well, who's right or who's wrong, or you
Yeah,
know, it's
exactly.
not about who's right or
Not
who's
about,
wrong.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
the point.
You don't have to be with that person. You know, I'm like,
Right. You make that choice. If
yeah.
you make that choice, this is my thing. My one friend, right? She used to complain all the damn time about her children.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody complain so much about a nigga. Now listen, if I gotta complain this much, man, I can't do it. But she used to complain so much. And I asked her one day, I said, well, girl, I said, you keep complaining about it. I said, do you tell him, such and such or whatever she was complaining about? Well, yeah, I keep telling him that, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, y'all arguing? I said, you tell them when y'all arguing, this, and that, that. She said, well, yeah, most of the time, because that's the only time I can say what I want to say, and this, and that, and
Well, why?
I'm like, Lord have mercy.
Why?
She said, she's saying she couldn't talk. I guess she felt like she couldn't talk to him, or she didn't know how. Maybe she didn't know how to talk to him or something.
Well, why argue? It's
So
like,
I'm telling her she should just basically wait till a time. I said take a time when you're not arguing, right? And then you just bring the conversation up. She said, "Oh, it'd be hard to bring something up, and I don't know how to say this thing, because then he gonna get mad. He gonna get an attitude." I said, "Well, you did it before." Well, no, I ain't did it before. I said, "Well, do it." She said, "Okay." So one day he was having a little football game. She was like, she went in there. I guess she sat down with him, act like she was watching a little game with him, whatever. So she started talking to him about whatever. When the little, I think it was like a little halftime show or something came.
mm-hmm.
Said that she started talking to him about it, whatever, this, and that. She said, "Wow, he really was listening to me. This, and that." I said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, he was in a good spirit." I said that was perfect to do it during.
They said his team won.
His team, his team was winning. Listen, his team was winning. Okay. She said, and it was halftime. So he was anxious, waiting on the game to come on. His team winning, so he in good spirit. So she was like, she said, yeah, he really was attentive and listened to me. I said, well, yeah, because you got him in a good mood. I said, well, shit. I said, if you're yelling and arguing, sis, how you expect him to hear what you're saying?
But then but
Who the hell
another
hear what
thing,
somebody saying when you yelling and screaming?
yeah,
I know,
another thing, they don't let the
I ain't
man get in the
listening.
house good. They don't let the man get in the house good. Like, get a nigga 15, 20 minutes. God, dog, let him
Take
get
a
in the house
shower.
good.
Here, let
Yeah.
me fix you a plate real quick.
Yeah, yeah. Sweet them up a little bit, But they don't even wait. I see women, as soon as that joker walk in the door, it's like,
Peaceful
I'm
chill.
like, get a man about 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
God, dog, girl, stop fussing. I said, you know what? Silence is much louder. It's much louder than you actually yelling. If you just silent on a nigga, that nigga get out. All that yelling and crying and stuff, child, that junk don't work. You get quiet on them jokers, they trying to figure out what you thinking. So, girl, stop all that yelling.
Getting excited,
Yeah,
getting mad.
you know they special need. You can't just come at them like that.
When I was in my early 30s, I had my ex was this nigga, man, we used to be fighting. I'm talking about like fighting.
Uh-huh.
Man, this boy was so retarded. When I say crazy and retarded, this could be at work. I could be at work on standing on my little break or whatever. So you know how like when people go on the break, y'all might stand in certain areas. So my homegirls like,
Yeah.
come on, let's go out, let's go smoke or something like that, right? So we'll go out or whatever. We standing or whatever talking. So you know somebody else might come up, start talking. So say a nigga standing there. Lord, you talking about the most of it. This man done embarrassed me so many times on
Ooh,
my
that sound like my ex-husband.
Sis, he will pull up. This man will pull up. He used to drive the RTS bus. He would call me at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to handle business. I used to be on the phone doing something or whatever. He'll call me like seven something in the morning, talking about, I'm about to come down Genesee Park. Come ride with me. I'm like, really? He'll take on his break, girl. He will come to
Wow.
the house to pick me up.
Wow.
Hate for me to be at the house. If I'm at work, you coming to my job. If I'm in the basement, nigga, you coming down there if I'm taking too long. Like really. It was that serious. We used to really be fist fighting. And I was the one to throw the
That
first
sound like
joke.
my ex.
I ain't never had to fight no man. This nigga, man, I couldn't even hold it, man. He used to drive me crazy. This is how people will go to jail. Girl, I had to break up with him because of that. I
Yeah.
said, you have me in jail. I said, because
Okay.
either you gonna die or I'm gonna die. This nigga, this nigga took me one time. His mom was up there. He was showing out so bad in front of his mom, trying to play me. I was like, okay, you good, okay. So we left. We go to the store. We arguing. Girl, this nigga started driving crazy in the car when I it was nuts. This man was, I'm talking, he was going like 67, and then it's like on the edge, like if you go too far off the edge, you gonna tumble because the truck
Wow.
gonna like flip. Girl, you talking about a nut? I said never again. Once I see you kind of crazy, don't even speak to me any longer.
Ooh, that sound like my ex. So jealous, so insecure.
Yeah,
Like crazy. I remember I had
so sad.
I you know I'm off on Monday, so he went to work on Mondays, and so that's when I did all my little chores or whatever. I cleaned up. I had cooked a good little meal, his favorite little meal or whatever. Trying to be nice. Because he used to like leave his shoes every time he came home. He leave his shoes at the door. So he had about 6 pairs of shoes at the door. So of course I'm cleaning up. I'm gonna take the shoes and put them in the closet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I just left his house shoes at the door or whatever. And I left me a pair of house shoes at the door. And so he comes in and stuff, house smelling good, smell like food and cleaning product, air fresheners, I'm looking cute. This nigga asked me why I move his shoes. I'm like, because I was cleaning. And so he went in the room. He came back out.
Lord.
I said, you ready to eat? He said, no, I'm gonna take a shower first. Before he got a shower, he asked me again. So he went and took a shower. He came back. Like, that really bothered him that I moved his shoes. And so me, being a little asshole that I am, he asked me that one more time. I said, what, you want me to lie to you? You want me to tell you my man came over and I had to hide your shoes? I wasn't thinking. I said, yes, you was. That's what you was thinking. You was thinking I had a nigga over here. And I had to hide your shoes. I said, but little do you know, niggas don't care about your shoes. They will step over your shoes.
Coming in, if they coming in, they coming in.
Thank you. Because plus I don't, if I'm gonna mess around, a nigga know I got a husband, so he gonna know you gonna have some shoes at the door, nigga.
Girl.
Lord. Oh, he got so mad at me, child. He called me. He said, you just so unruly. He was like, you called me a Jezebel and everything. I said, nigga,
my God.
You pushed me to that. That's what you wanted me to say. Not noticing that the house clean. You got your favorite meal, hot, ready for you to eat. You got a little cutie right here. You got a baddie right here. What's wrong with you? Girl, I had to get out there.
And you know what's crazy, girl? I when I say, you know how they'll be like, oh, you love that nigga dirty draws. I love that nigga dirty draws. That was that old saying they used to say. I don't know.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
sis, I loved him. When I say I loved him, I only loved two men in my life, like really deep love.
Yeah.
And I love this man, and he just ruined everything with that
Yeah,
shit.
it's just messing
Because
with
he went
everything.
through stuff.
Like,
He went through stuff with other people, and that's another thing people can't do. You can't bring
your past
something
and his
that happened
past.
in one relationship into the next
Yeah.
relationship. You have to
Yeah.
leave that alone. You can't. Oh, my ex used to do such and such. Now you doing it, so now you blaming them because they do. Well, you can't put that stuff on other people. That's what he used to do. You know,
And I
because
just tell him, I don't know if your ex did it. I tell him, I didn't know if your ex did it or not, because you always accusing me of doing the same thing. So she probably didn't even do it either. Ooh, I had to get out of that relationship. Ooh,
Yeah, it'd be
draining.
draining, sis. It'd be so
Yeah.
draining. It wears on you like
And
a
it
lot.
shows. It shows.
Yeah.
You look worn down. It's like it really shows. I said, I don't feel special in this relationship. I like to be adored in my relationships. Like, I'm not feeling very adored right now. I feel like you think I'm sleeping with everybody in town. I said, I wasn't a hoe when you met me. Why would I get married and just become a hoe? I don't get it.
Right. I could have just like stayed single.
I could have stayed single. Yeah. And been the biggest hoe I want to be.
Okay.
I'm like, nigga, what is wrong with you? I don't care where it was, girl. It just was too much.
Mm-hmm.
This is just too much.
Was he embarrassing like in public?
Yeah, he'll get a little, he get a little attitude, especially out with a group of friends, whatever. Everybody see his attitude, I'll make a comment. I'm goofy sometimes. We was at this restaurant and we was with different couples or whatever, and they had us in the back, and it was kind of dark. They had the curtains closed. And I said, "Oh no, open these curtains, because ain't nobody getting romantic right now up in here." Because I was talking about we with all these different people.
Right.
He took it wrong. I got tired of explaining it. He'll bring it up. I said, "Look, I was just saying we ain't no swingers around here." That's what I was saying. He jumps up, because I had my hand on his thigh, on his knee, and he swung my hand off his knee, jumped up, went to the bathroom. Everybody looking like, what the hell wrong with him? And I still didn't know what was wrong with him. I didn't think I said nothing wrong.
Lord have mercy.
That might have been a week or two later he brought that junk up. I'm like, nigga, you
That's
like, really?
Especially when they my thing. Even if you have argument, I ain't with the argument. Let me say this first off. That nut, I did go through that with this nut, but usually I don't have those issues. Like I don't really have those arguments and all that. But if I do happen to have an argument or disagreement, if we go outside the house, nobody else better know that. Like,
thank you.
I don't play those type of games, and I don't deal with no man that play those type of games either.
Exactly.
You will not be embarrassing me out in the public, and you will not be putting nobody in my business.
Look,
your family, your mama, your sister, your daddy, nobody. Like, real talk. I mean, family is family. Certain little stuff. You'll chat about whatever. But man, all that putting people in the business, and now this one don't like me. They got an attitude.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Yeah. That's
don't
stupid.
even be like that. I don't do none of that.
I don't like that stuff either.
That's so hurtful. It just be so unnecessary.
Yeah.
People do that, because they trying to make themselves look good to the family. Like,
and they make themselves look stupid.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Trying to make you look bad, end up making themselves look so stupid. I can't stand that, child. That's a breakup. We breaking up. You do me like that. We got to break up.
Okay.
I told somebody I broke up with somebody because they hung up on me. I broke up with this guy because he hung up on me. I said, I felt like you said F you.
That's just the same damn thing. You're exactly right. So rude.
You broke up with a man. I said, I sure did. Never went back till he hung up on me.
Shit, you would walk that out on me, nigga. You would leave me in the bar somewhere.
All I heard when that phone clicked, I heard F you. And I was talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I heard, F you. That's what that click reminded me of. I said, oh, he's done. I'm done with him.
Let me introduce you to my friend, Mr. Quick.
He's like, you crazy. I said, hey, you gonna really break up with me because I hung out? I said, you damn Skippy.
It's the point of the matter. But this
Yeah,
is
it's just but I had
about
warned
the
him.
hang up, but it's the way you did it. Like,
It's the
why?
way you just hung up, and I'm just having this casual conversation. You just said I wasn't yelling at you or calling you names for no reason. You just didn't like what I was saying, and you just hung up on me like, okay, don't cuss me out and don't hang up on me. You're gonna get broke up with.
Exactly.
You know
You
what I'm
know,
saying?
sometimes I done not heard something I ain't like. Half the time I don't even
Just
say
sit
nothing.
there and listen
I'll
to that
ignore it
bull.
unless it affect me. Now, if it's something that affect me, I'm gonna say something.
Oh
I can
yeah,
I don't be quiet, but
yeah.
I definitely speak my mind all the
But if
time.
you cuss me out, I'm hanging up because I ain't gonna let you speak
Yeah,
negativity to me.
yeah. I'll be nice. As long as you're kind to me, I'll be kind to you.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm
You
talking
know?
to you in a calm manner, and you just
Hmm.
hang up on me. Oh hell no, nigga.
No, the hang up is really
Oh,
rude.
that's rude. That was so rude. Child, we broke up with him. He still to this day, every time he said, I can't believe you broke up with me because
Exactly.
you gonna learn that next woman you ain't gonna hang up on. You gonna have some respect.
Exactly.
I told by the time I was in my 30s, I was a beast, baby. Like, what? Look.
When I was in my 30s, I had got out of a 9-year relationship when I was in my early 30s. And I was like,
Uh,
you know what? It's gonna be a minute.
and I take me a break. I always took a 4-year break.
Girl.
So I need a nigga break. That's why I say how people go from relationship to relationship. Like,
Mhm.
when do you take time out to get to know who you are?
Mhm. You got just the cleanse shit. Clean yourself,
I mean,
clean
you just got
clean
to do a
out
pussy prayer, lay your hands on your pussy and
everything.
pray, cleanse it. Shit. These
Girl.
they could be back to back to back to back. I'm like, God,
Mhm.
stop.
Gotta get your mind right. You gotta
Ooh,
clear your head. I don't need none of that bad energy or none, even if it wasn't a bad breakup. And but I'm
yeah.
just anything that was negative, like as far as any type of relationship and
Hmm.
having that energy in your place and the surroundings, and you don't even need to be dealing with nobody in
And they still do the same
that
stuff
space.
they do in every relationship.
So
They
you
do the
go out
same
with that
thing.
person, you chilling with the person, you having a good
Hmm.
time, you come back to the house, then now you got this energy, the same energy in the house. You ain't
Yeah,
gonna get shit out.
yeah,
That shit is not
yeah.
gonna be gone.
And
Every
they,
time you go to the living room, oh, I remember when me and Bay.
yeah, like
Oh, I
child.
remember we was watching such and such a movie coming. I mean, all kinds of shit. You gotta clear all that. That be man, people don't even think that should be
You got
deep.
to hear
Here,
everything,
look,
child.
you hear that favorite song, sis? Like,
Get that DNA
no.
out of you. Get that nigga DNA out of you before you move on to the next one.
Okay.
They don't give it time. They just be like back to back to back. Oh, that didn't work out. Let me go on this website. Let me find me a man. Back to back. They do the same routine. They do the same thing. They try to be that. They try to prove themselves to the dude. Each dude, they try to prove that I can be a good housewife. Or I
Yeah.
cook, I clean, I do this shit. The devil is a liar.
Or try, but I think a lot of times it's like how men be having a women as trophy. A lot of women want a man as a trophy. They feel like
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
don't have a man, it makes them feel like less than, or
yeah, yeah,
they're not worthy, or this and that. They don't feel
yeah.
any type of value in themselves. So they feel like if I don't have a man, oh, I'm just lacking. Oh, their friend, oh girl, why do you got no man? Oh, what's wrong with you? Girl, you better do that. Then
Yeah,
look
they think
at
you
all
be
kind of
unhappy.
like
They think you be so unhappy. I said, I'm
mhm,
happier than I ever been in my
mhm,
life.
got
Trust.
peace. I'm trying to work on everything
I,
important. You hear me?
I said, do you ever hear me complaining about anything? No. Okay. Why do you think I'm miserable? You the one unhappy.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, but I know who to call when I have needs. I don't need to have somebody around me 24/7 like that right now. I'm good. I come and go as I please. I enjoy my life.
I know that's right.
Look, I smile everywhere I go. I smile so much, God be smiling. Everybody waving at me. Now people I don't even know hi because I'm just smiling. I'm good.
Shit, them little couple of days I had, I can't get past. I can't get a conversation good enough past no damn body. Shit, damn niggas don't even be on the level. It be like, come on, nigga, you slow. No, this time.
Girl.
No, but I mean, see, But I'm serious. It be I ain't trying to be insulting. I'm just joking now. But seriously, it be like I'll be talking about certain stuff, right? And I'm talking about like basic conversation. They be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they be looking. It's like, okay, I'm waiting on somebody to interact. This shit. It's like, you with me? Like, okay, like people. Yes, come on, lift somebody mind. But yeah, they can't.
Girl.
I'm like, yo, if you can't beat me here, you damn sure can't touch right there. You should not handle it.
They can't. So
Come
why
on.
bother? Why
Golly.
bother? Why bother?
It's so sad. It's like, oh gosh,
Why bother?
the mental these men. So they are like gone. They're like done.
They
You
are. I don't know what's going on. I just think they're not feeding their
Especially the
brain.
drinking. Ooh,
They're not eating brain
drinking.
food. Cause it's like really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. They're not eating brain food at all. At all. They don't want to talk about nothing but sex most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's all they want to talk about. I'm like, I would need somebody I can have a conversation and make me laugh. I'm like Monica. What's that song? Monica made not too long ago.
The one with her and Brandy.
I think it was back in 2020 or 2021. Huh?
Cherokee said, "You ain't lying."
I'm trying to tell you, child. Look, it's just. Was it? She said, I can't remember the song, child, but it was like not too long ago, maybe 2020, 2021. She made this single. I'm trying to think of. I hear the melody, but I can't remember the song.
You said something about it. You said the girls might, or I should
Was
leave.
it about good sex and commitment? Or
Listen or leave, brother. We just chatted. We actually had played. I see you asked early. What was the topic? I'm sorry, brother. I meant to respond, but I kept talking. The topic was a young lady. They say she's like the black. I'm not the black Lord. She's like the woman.
the female, yeah.
What's the guy name? Sis?
The female Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. She's like the female Kevin Samuels, and she very intelligent, bright young lady. Had a lot of insight. We enjoyed it. We just were listening to it, and I was kind of responding on a few things she said. That was about it, brother. Me and the sis just chopping it up, talking about relationships, little stuff like that. Nothing big. Yeah. Yeah, she's fire. I'm gonna do another segment on her. We only did for now because it was a little late, but definitely do
She
another
was the bomb, though.
fire. Mm-hmm.
She was it. That was some Bible study right there. Like,
Okay, preach, God, preach. Preach.
look, she need to write a Bible, like for real. Cause baby, y'all ain't heard nothing yet though. I said, boy.
It gets deeper. Mm-hmm.
But I say to me she's better than a Kevin Samuels because she actually spoke truth as she said.
Yeah.
Wait till she say about the way he used to talk about the high value man and the high value women. You wait. And what she say about that?
Oh, she did say something about what did she say? Now she got a Rolls Royce and you coming up here like what
girl, like nigga, what?
Like, come on now. How you sidestepping like that, brother?
Them be the bold ones though.
Mm-hmm.
They be bold, child. I ain't trying to fix you up. I ain't.
It'd be too damn hard to build up what you have for somebody to come in. A lot of times when you got to help somebody else build, a lot of times they take a break from your side here and there. So if we
can, I'll tell you,
we need to both have apartments.
How would you say?
No, I said we need to both have apartments so we can take bricks and put it together for a house. Shit, I ain't trying to be putting all the shit, or you taking a brick here and there to build your side up. Now, come on now,
you gotta buy into this
on the even plane.
Yeah,
I expect you to be better, but I'm just saying, at least even playing at a minimum. as a man.
Plan,
When you come
write
into
it down.
a woman, you must have all that in order already. You
Yeah.
should really be established. Like, why are you even saying anything to me if you ain't straight? Like right now,
Yeah, I think they should. Like men, these men require women to have all their stuff together, like everything together, bringing their own stuff
but they
in.
ain't got it.
What? Like really? They sound. I say y'all sound like the female. Like I don't.
Mhm.
She better have her own thing. Well, should you build her up to that? It means I'm like, really? I hear
Mhm.
that so much.
They don't know what's
Like, what
important.
happened?
They do
So,
not know the value.
you know how the rich man, you might get a wife who ain't got much, and help her open a little business and stuff, so she can have something to do while the children in school or something. Them niggas want you to come with everything.
He said
But
only
they don't want to
boys.
put in no work, like she said,
Look,
they
sis,
lazy.
he said only boys need fixing up. He said real men already got it. He said, but women can't handle it.
Oh, child, bye.
Okay.
That is so untrue. Little girls can't handle it.
That part.
'Cause I take what you got and make it better.
Exactly. Better come get this diamond so it shine right.
Come on.
Ah,
Look, I'm gonna make it better for the both of us. So, look, that's
hmm.
not true.
Shoot, my ex told me, he said, babe, you ain't never got to settle. He said,
Never.
you never got to settle. This, I'm talking about an ex. Come on now.
Yes.
He know what I bring to the table.
Never.
Come
'Cause
on.
I always leave a good impression.
For sure. Family, look, everybody, family, all look. Shoot, one of my ex, his sister come to my house. Oh, he died. I'm like, girl, I do not want to go around y'all family. I'm sorry, I don't need that depressive energy. I don't deal with
Oh
all
my
that. Oh,
God.
man. Oh,
I
I feel
quit the
bad though,
family
but I
everything.
definitely don't do all. I don't.
Mm-mm. I don't think I think once you're done with a person, ain't no sense to be around their family.
I'm like, girl.
Like if you
I
see
don't
them out,
like
you're
people like that. I
cordial.
don't like giving my energy out to people. Like I gotta
Yeah.
really be close to you and have a reason to be dealing with you.
Yeah.
And have you around me and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
would go then. It was fine then. I loved them or whatever when at the time. But shit, I ain't with this. So
Okay.
that's a wrap, boo.
That's a done deal.
Love me. I'll send you a cake or two, but no, we done. Ooh, sis, I'll send you a cake. I bet you do, but you won't get that.
So you send a cake with a flower.
Yes, girl. I want that 7 pound cake. Come on, sis, could you make the 7? Oh, I see that.
That is funny.
Girl.
I get ghost, child. I
Yeah.
saw one of my ex's mama in the gym, child. She was just smiling. She was talking about everything he done accomplished. I said, well, that's good.
Okay. I'm so glad
I said, I'm
for
so happy for him because that
her.
nigga know he was crazy.
Okay.
That nigga know he was crazy. Oh, wow. He was fine as hell, though. Whew.
Ooh, they'll be the ones, girl. Nutty.
Girl,
Not
that
like
smile used to make me melt, girl.
they be, but you know what,
Woo.
girl? My homegirl, the same one I was talking about that they hit her the one day, and she was like, "Damn, sis, I had been telling her this shit all over and over."
Mhm.
She ended up getting with this other guy after her husband. She broke up with. She ended up getting rid of her husband. Like this was a while after that, a couple years after that. She was pregnant during the time when we had this conversation too.
Okay.
But she ended up breaking with the husband, up with the husband a while later. But girl, she got with this dude, right? When I say fine, sis, oh my God, you talking about
Girl.
the epitome of the Aboriginal. Okay,
Hercules.
the epitome. So anyway, fine. She, he didn't see that. All she did was just dote on him and dote on him and dote on him. We'll be chilling or whatever, sitting at her store, whatever. He'll come up there. Everybody be all fond of him. She get mad because the girl's looking at him and all this and all this and that. Girl, do you know? Let's say it probably was 3 years later, right? She ended up getting pregnant, by him or whatever, right? Girl, one day we sitting there watching the damn. Now, hold on. Now this deep. I gotta tell this whole story. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you get the shit either. Real talk, because everybody knows the shit. Okay, so this happened literally in Rochester, New York, where I was at, where I lived at one time. So, this girl, she kept telling me about this dream, right? She was telling me, she was like, "Oh, girl, I keep having this dream. I keep having this dream." So she had a dream that like she seen him like cutting somebody's neck. You know how like you hold somebody's head up and then you slit their throat? Girl, this shit was so scary. She kept having this dream. Now, mind you, she pregnant. So she kept having this dream, I'm like, damn. Girl, do you know when she had this baby, right? She went in the hospital. No, I'm skipping the part. I gotta back up. I'm sorry. She was with the dude, she was pregnant, right? This young girl, this was before this happened with the baby, before she had her baby. Some little young girl calls her, right? So she calls them, "Oh, I need you to come see me, you know, something going on with my sister, you know, blah, 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 blah." So we go to the young girl house. She had me go over there with her, right? So we go to the young girl house. Girl, she starts telling us how the boy was doing all this stuff with her little sister. Now, little sister, these two little girls, they done left from Buffalo, done brought their little hot behind to Rochester trying to be grown. I think she was like 19 or something, and the little girl was like 17 or something. So she was like, "Oh, girl, he's dealing with my sister. My sister's only 17. Girl, this little girl was flipping out because, you know, she don't want to call the police because they done ran their ass away and up here somewhere doing something they ain't got no business doing. So she's called. I guess somebody told her, "Oh, girl, you need to contact the girlfriend. She pregnant, da, 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 da." So she done had me go over there. I don't know all this drama. She done told me parts of the story, whatever. So we get over there. She's telling me about we talking about it or whatever. And girl, the little girl tells us this story, sis, about how this man came and got her one day, took her to this apartment, made her help him clean up this apartment, sis, after he killed this man and chopped this man body up. I kid you not.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Seriously, chopped this man body. He's still doing he doing time right now. This nigga in jail right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Chopped his body up and made her put it in a tote, sis. And then they had to go and dispose of the body. When this girl told me this, I'm sitting here like, hold on now.
Wow.
This nigga done been in my truck. This nigga done been on my porch.
Wow.
Like this girl would be reading, you know, at the time I used to, be reading the Bible a lot and stuff. You know, we'd be deciphering the Bible and, you know, saying what it really mean and, you know, all this other stuff. Girl, we done sat chill with this nigga, all this stuff, girl. When this little girl told me this, my heart almost dropped. I'm thinking like, oh my gosh.
That is crazy.
And I'm looking at the little girl. I felt so sorry. She was so pretty. Beautiful little girl. Both of them beautiful young girl. Pretty little girl. I'm just looking at her like her life is traumatized. She was saying how he was had her taking ecstasy pills. Girl, all this weird shit.
Wow.
So anyway,
we had your friend pray.
I'm calling the police. You know, but then I'm like, shit, I'm scared to call the police. If I wanted to call, I ain't gonna lie. I've never been around had nothing like that in my presence. And it petrified me so much.
Oh, baby.
Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. You know, this a young girl. You know, what do we? You know, they like. You know, I'm asking like, why they ain't call the police or whatever. This how I found out because they had left. Oh, we ran away from home. This. And I'm like, Lord, I'm like, this is too serious.
I know she wish she would have stayed home.
Girl, I bet she do. But girl, we end up setting the dude up or whatever. She wanted to do it through what you call it, the Crime Stoppers. So she said, give me 2 days. She said, give me 2 days. She said, and I'm gonna do it. She said, girl, I'm about to have this baby. They gonna lock this nigga up. I'm about to get this money. I couldn't do nothing but say okay. But anyway, you know, I probably should stop that day, you know, but at the time, you know, I didn't. She said, give her 2 days. So she did. She said we went to one of her other homegirls' house. She called them, act like she was finna meet them like at the little store, whatever, by her friend's house, right? Called them, and yeah. So did. She got that bread. She got that $5,000, girl. That's all she got for that baby. And that nigga still in jail right now today with his fine, super fine ass. And that's all she's talking about. Oh, he's so fine. He's so fine. He this, he that. Oh, his muscle. See that?
That joker could have killed her.
Sis, she dreamed the whole thing that
She
she
had a
kept dreaming.
dream.
Sis, the dream, she seen the murder though. Hold on. I ain't even tell the deep part of the shit. She seen this murder, sis. The same dream this girl kept telling me about for 3 freaking months.
Wow.
Sis, I kid you not. She kept telling me about this dream for 3 months, sis. When the little girl told us the story, sis, it was the same story as her dream. I kid you not, because she told us how he killed the man, sis, and it was just like she seen it.
Wow, that's crazy.
And he made that little girl help him do that. Put the body.
That's so sad, poor baby.
Oh, since that was like the most traumatic thing I had ever been around in my entire life.
That's why you gotta listen to your mama. They be around here, want to be grown.
Want to be grown.
Oh man,
leaving. But they came and got him, obviously, because once everything happened, once she turned him in, I told about the little girls or whatever. They end up picking the little girl up. Obviously, she went on to be a witness or whatever, and they end up contacting the parents and all that other stuff. But yeah, that shit was like really crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
The craziest thing. Women can get involved with. A murdering nut. Remember we was talking about this last week. All these women be getting killed lately. Pregnant women, a woman and her child.
But you see, he went and got a young girl. You see, he went and got a young girl.
Yep, went and got a young.
What did Pastor P say about them going to get them young girls? About how they can manipulate them to do things that, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, I was drinking this. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's so sad, poor baby.
Yeah, she up here doing pills and all this other nonsense, trying to be grown or whatever the heck she was doing with this grown ass damn man.
Like a witness that. I think I'd have still been traumatized to this day. Like I don't think I can handle anything like that. That's crazy.
I've seen a lot of traumatic shit though. I ain't gonna even lie. That was like one of the worst. Like that's one of the worst things. Like man.
Yeah, that's sad.
Shit. When I was 7 years old, I remember my dad came supposedly to visit me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, he took me from my mom. And they had to have the police to get me back. He had kidnapped me from my mom.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of traumatic because I was like, oh, I was scared. I wasn't never, you never
see your mom again. Yeah.
This, and that. And that shit was crazy. Your mom, and, she's not right. And all this stuff he was saying. And it was just crazy. I'm thinking I ain't going to never see them again.
Oh, that's so sad.
We got his ass.
Mama.
Mm-hmm. Because my mama ain't want to be with his ass. That's what it was. Just because, nigga, you ain't want me. Shit, you just want my damn mama.
He's trying to hold you hostage to get her.
Crazy ass nut.
You was a hostage at 7.
Okay.
Well, you better come back to me.
I remember she left his ass. We was in a damn car. I'll never forget it. I was 4 at the time. She was coming. He was running down. He was running down the street at the light. Right. He was probably like, I don't know how many cars, but he was some cars behind us. So my mom at the light. She waiting at the light. We had packed up, girl. We ready to go. Headed back to Chicago. Girl, I seen this nigga come running down the street. He's like, open the door, baby. He trying to get me to unlock the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby, my mom said, don't open that door, girl. That light turned green. She sped off. The last time I had seen my daddy for a long time. Until that was what, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 3 years. Yep.
Wow.
Yep, I seen him again.
Wow, man. 3 years later, he came and kidnapped that. Your mom must have been the bomb girl.
Girl.
3 years later, he came and kidnapped you.
No. I'm lying. It probably was like 2.5 years because I had seen him.
Uh-huh.
He came like maybe twice. I had seen him. But probably like maybe the 3rd time that's when that happened. So maybe it was like 6 months before that happened. He had came back around. So he probably done conned her. She probably was like, okay, it's been like 2 years plus. Let me let him see her. So he was good the first time. He was good the second time.
Mm-hmm.
That 3rd time, he thought he was going to be slick.
Ooh.
My mom like, he must have thought, yeah, once I just start talking back to her, I'm gonna be able to get her back. Negro. He used to be
Negro.
beat the crap out of my mom. I remember one Christmas. He wasn't there Christmas morning, so I guess when he came home later, my mom, they was arguing or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, they said I do da 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 da." My dad he had paid too. He used to work for the railroad company too, and he had my mom's house built from the ground. We had a nice, beautiful, big old house. When I say, sis, I remember looking down the stairs and this nigga hitting my mama.
Mm-mm.
Yes, he used to be beating my mama up. He used to
That's
fight.
why she sped off at that line.
Mhm. He used to love to gamble. He used to love to gamble and drink and gamble, drink and gamble. My mom was like, I'm tired. This nigga, he act like because he pay or buy or something. You know, a lot of times men think that they can do, whatever.
If they provide, they can do what they want to do.
But yeah, my mom was like, oh hell no, nigga, I'm up out of here.
She had since another leave.
She got right up out of there, headed right out of there. Was like, we gone. So
This is another leave because some never leave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but women go through a lot of stuff trying to be happy, trying to have somebody help them, whatever. They got the kid now, so let me do what's best for the child.
Yeah.
The child is everybody to be damn happy, even if y'all ain't together.
Okay, they'll adjust.
I mean, like,
they know how to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna have to, because a child, they gonna grow up and live their own life, and you out here trying to live a life for them, and they gonna grow up and live their own life, and you gonna be still stuck with their crazy ass daddy. Child, look, they'll learn how to adjust.
Y'all miserable. Nobody
waste your whole youth on food.
Then they messed up your kids' life because now they miserable because they done been
they gonna grow up and do the same thing.
Exactly, just crazy. People don't be thinking, man. It's just vicious cycle.
Yeah, like I always believe, everybody have their purpose in your life at a certain time in your life. Don't mean they're gonna always supposed to be in your life.
Right.
They just serve that purpose. They might just been a vessel to get that child here. Doesn't mean you're supposed to be with them forever.
Right.
It doesn't mean death do you part. That's a lie they tell.
They was just doing their job, doing the service.
That's right. That's right, nigga. That's what you
They are here
created
to
for.
serve. No, let me stop.
That's what you created for.
They try to say the police officer got their job. They try to put the police officer in y'all position. Y'all don't even know y'all position.
Ooh,
Y'all
protection. Ooh, sis. You better say it, sis.
Protect and serve, and they don't even know.
Better say it.
Come on now.
Yes.
Playing around, they sitting around, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to do. It's just so sad, man.
That's why I be saying, since you just come out of nowhere, you came out of left field with that right there. Like, where the hell did that come from? Like,
oh Lord,
they got the police to do what you supposed to do.
Okay.
That is a whoa. I never even put that in the same category. Like,
me either, since it just came from nowhere.
In other words, you wouldn't need the police if you was doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Real truth.
Whoa.
Real truth.
I never even looked at it like that.
They took their position, sis.
Ooh.
Makes no sense.
Girl, that's a damn shame.
Come on, we're here to protect the serve. Nigga, that's my nigga job. What you talking about?
You
might have to beat your ass to step back. Like what?
Yes, not just your nigga, but all niggas, like the community of niggas. Just
yes. Everyone.
Whoa.
Yes. They supposed to be protecting our streets, our corners, all that. They supposed to be going to the corner like, nigga, what you doing out here on this corner? Boy, you need a job. What's wrong? You need a pair of shoes? Shit, you can't get a job.
It's sad, like,
oh man,
it's sad the community scared of them. It's saying you got to get protection from them.
Yeah.
I mean, not from like, you got to have the police protect you from your own men that's in your community, because all the crimes and stuff that they do. Yeah. That's just you hit that on point right there. Like, whoa.
Yeah, they lacking in their job.
Ooh, they show treat them. You're not doing what we created you to do.
Oh, you know, this one,
Work
right?
and protect so that we can protect the children.
Right,
That
exactly.
is deep.
Exactly.
That was deep right there, sis.
Mm-hmm. It's sad. We gotta get. They gotta get in order. Since we got man, they was. They lacking in all areas.
Yeah, and then the only men that go make a live on their women.
She said she said something about the what was the last thing she said? Sis, about the men. She said, "Yeah, that's the man on this internet that got y'all acting like that."
Oh, that was hilarious.
I said, when I say she on point, girl,
So I
tell it.
can't tell.
Girl, tell it.
So they like to get dirty. Now I can't tell. Not the way y'all be acting on this internet.
Okay, come on now. And this Negro told my son, y'all need us around the killer. What is that? The killer roach.
Not about the walls.
You good for shit. You don't even think I had enough for your dad.
Like she said, she had 2 wasp hives right up there. And she sprayed and killed them. So I tell people, I don't build wall units. I don't build. Look, look. I don't laid tile. I don't did it all.
Shit, my ex showed me how to change a tire. He showed me how to change an alternator. He showed me how to change a starter. I don't do none of that stuff, but I'm just saying. I
helped the
do know
client
how
start
it's
her car.
done.
Girl, I helped the client start her car one time, girl, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Are you serious, sis?
Girl, why? I'm gonna tell you what I did. I was at work and her car wouldn't start. And so I got, those Marcel irons.
Yeah.
And I went and tapped the what did I tap? It wasn't
alternator or the starter?
It was an alternator.
Yeah. It gave it that
I just feel silly, right?
That is so funny.
And I tapped it like 3 times. I said, girl, start it, girl. This being goofy. And what
you so silly. You was like, just do it.
Girl, you should have saw our face. It was
she like, what the hell? This nigga know magic.
I said, girl, I got you, girl. I went back in the shop and I got the little Marcel.
Oh my God. Oh. But you know what's funny?
Goofy.
But sis, you know what's so crazy though? See, this is how the ancestors work. This is why I'm cracking up. This is how the ancestors work, but we don't even know. Do you know, sis, that's exactly what you do? If something's going on with the starter, right, it'll work like that for a little while because there's some cells in there. So when you tap it, right, it'll make those cells spark, and that's what made it spark. That's funny that you did that.
Girl, that was so funny. Girl, I said, girl, I got you, girl. She said, girl, get your. She's like, girl, you
get your ass.
Get your ass. I said, I'm calling my husband. I said, girl, you don't need to call that nigga. I got you. And girl, I went and tip, and I said, girl, start it, hit it, start it.
The starter, yeah, the starter.
Girl, we looked at each other like, what the?
Yo,
your goofy ass will get the car started.
Yep.
Girl. But I
and another evil trick, sis, with the battery. Like the battery with the battery had that white acid stuff on it.
Yeah.
My ex was like, "Oh, let me go get a Coke." He wouldn't get a Coke, girl. He poured a damn Coke on there. That shit disappeared. It turned. No, I'm lying. It didn't disappear. It turned to some nasty little, like a coffee stuff, and he just.
Oh my God!
It literally got rid of the acid.
Wow.
It kills. It's something in the Coca-Cola. That's why y'all not supposed to drink soda.
Just being goofy.
But yep, he did. He poured the Coke on it on the white part, where it was all white at the little acid stuff, and then let it sit there for a few minutes, and then took a paper towel and literally wiped it off, sis, and all the stuff.
Wow, that is crazy.
So that literally works.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you just do stuff being silly, child. That thing was hilarious. Like
that was funny though. She
said,
I got you. Let me show you,
girl. Just being my silly goofy self. And girl, I said, "But girl, don't go straight home." I can't promise you. You got to go straight home. You know, because I'm way over here now. You get too far, I can't come with my iron.
Okay. That is so funny. I love
Girl,
it.
that was like the funniest day ever. You was happy though, because you know, Triple A was gonna take 2 hours to get there.
Oh, yes.
You know how that can go. So I'm going straight home to my husband so he can fix it.
Oh, the brother said clean rust too. Look.
Really?
Yep. Look, he said it clean rust.
The Coke, the
Yep.
Coca-Cola. Oh wow. Yeah, that's why
Man, we
you
were at
drink that
Walmart
stuff.
today, and the dude brought us the Coke. Was it a 16-ounce, the little bottle, the single little bottle?
Mm-hmm.
So he gives the dude $5. He was like, oh, like it was like something with change. He gave him like 50 cents, I guess,
Wow.
for the change. Girl, the man thought he was finna get change back. He's like, I gave you $5. He was like, oh yeah, see, that's the price. It was $5 or something for the one single Coke.
Yeah, well.
At Walmart
Recently?
today.
I would have I would have cussed their ass out. I wish somebody would sell me a Coke for $5.
$5.16, honey.
I would have pulled it out right there on that counter
Yep.
to my behind. That's
It's
crazy.
And I don't know. And what I do notice though, I think they put something in some of these drinks up here. I don't know what it is, but I know if you go to certain restaurants, they'll have like different ones, and they'll have a writing on them with a little sticker.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know if it's like I don't know. I think it's something they put in it, some kind of drug or something. I don't know if it's a drug, but something they doing.
I don't drink soda, so
Mm-hmm.
I barely drink. I don't even drink juice.
I think that's the soda that he had is what I'm saying. It's one of those special ones they had because they have them up here because they come from Mexico. I forgot what they called. Somebody said something. It's got like a little sticker on it. But this one I didn't see the sticker on, but it was just a regular Coke. I'm like,
Wow, $5.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's price gouging big time.
Then these people be out disrespectful.
That's why people got to stop buying from them people. They like really like you think you can just put a price what you want to put on there? No. And that's what he did. They put what they wanted to put on the price when it came to the price. They know damn well ain't no soda $5.
$5.26.
You ain't even it Publix, it ain't even $5. So how the hell Walmart got a Coke for $5?
For $5.
I can't. You know, that's one store I do not go into.
Yes. I went in there, Taji went to get
I do not like Walmart.
that little money center thing.
Yeah, I ain't been in Walmart. I can't tell you the last time I've been in a Walmart.
I do go there to get certain stuff, you know.
I don't go in there. I don't like them.
It ain't too many stores here.
I know. I don't like them people. I just never felt. I always got like a bad feeling when I walked into a Walmart. Like
Yeah, that's the training camp.
the impoverished like feeling. Like I don't know. I just never liked Walmart.
That's the training camps.
That's what it is. Yep, that might be what it is.
Yeah, literally.
Everybody running to Walmart. I'm like, child, look, y'all go ahead.
Yes, they definitely is a training camp. They had that what do you call it? The walls.
Oh.
Yeah, if you notice, all the walls are all cement.
Yeah.
Any window.
Sure is. Yeah.
The floor is cement too.
Almost like a prison.
Mm-hmm. Because that's where they try to plan to have that them FEMA camps.
So true.
Mm-hmm. And then they have what do you call it? Just the way they had the doors. You see how the doors is, them tall, big old weird doors.
Mm-hmm. It sure is. Wow.
Salute, brother. I didn't even see you in the chat.
And they always gotta check your stuff on your way. I had the greeters and they gotta look at your receipt.
Yep. Very weird. And then it's them two doors, them two big old doors.
Ooh, that's probably what it is. And they be scanning your stuff. I tell people they got scanners in there. Cause I remember I went to Walmart one time twice. And one time I used my card and one time I didn't use my card. But each time I was in there, my card was compromised.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. every time. Then I had ordered some online. You know how you like if you go on like these apps and they might cater to different stores.
Yeah.
And I had ordered some, but I didn't realize it was like a Walmart. I was ordering from Walmart, you know. The child Walmart card was compromised. I said,
Oh,
it's
Lord.
something with Walmart. And it was always
Oh,
Walmart.com.
you right. I
Yeah.
did order some from them one time, and I ended up getting an email, and it was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you just ordered." It was telling me I ordered something for like
Yeah. They be
$600
spending
something. I
big
was like,
money
"What
too.
the heck is this?"
They be spending big money too, child. I said,
Yeah, you
And I
know,
one day
I
I was just
remember
walking
that.
there with a friend and my car was compromised. I said, they have scanners. I drove through the parking lot, y'all, and I am not exaggerating. I drove through the parking lot
Because you drove
trying
through
to get to a gas station, right?
the
While my car was compromised a few minutes later.
Mm-mm.
I drove through I had to get one of those things that you put in your
Oh,
wallet.
the blocker. Yep.
Yeah. Drove through, just didn't get out the car. Just drove through the parking lot. And I'm not exaggerating. I said, they got scanners. They got something. These some criminals. Like, really.
Yeah, they probably do because the Walmart in Denton, right? They
Mhm.
had like I don't know what it is, but they had like 1,000 freaking birds or some shit.
Wow.
Like all the birds always was like used to be over there and flocking over. I'm like, why the heck is all these birds over here?
They call them mechanical, them robot birds.
Listen, and then I went to another Walmart, right? The other Walmart was way on the other side of town. They had like a it's like a that one is a super center, and the other one was like a super center, but it wasn't as big as the other one, right? Even both
Okay.
buildings the shape the same, but one was just a little bit bigger, but they both were super centers. The same thing there when we went there, they had all these birds. I'm looking like, why the hell's all these birds by this damn Walmart? It looks so weird. It's like
Wow, it is
with a
weird.
frequency or something that they got going
And you're
around.
so right, though. They do have a lot of birds around Walmart.
Yeah.
But now that you say it, but I seen it, but never really thought of that.
Yep.
Wow.
For some reason, it's so weird. I'm like, what the heck they got going on?
It'd be like those black birds.
Yep, them black birds, the crows.
Yeah.
Or robotic birds.
Yeah. Their eyes look. I remember where I used to live, I would go sit by the lake and it would be like these black birds that come around every time. They like look like crows or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And their eyes did look so weird. It was like
so weird, like dark, and then had like a funny circle around
and
it.
they know how to glide, where they glide,
Yep.
hover over you, like they was hovering. I think I still got that video. It was like weird. I said, that's weird. But didn't realize till I don't know if it was your channel. They was talking about the birds, the spy, the bird. And it used to be this one bird that used to come around, but he was like a tall bird, but he was multiple colors. And I used to call him Slim. And Slim will always come around when I'm outside. Otherwise, you didn't see Slim. I'm like, dang, what's Slim doing over? I said, I'm starting to see. I got videos of Slim too. And it's like, he wasn't even, you know how most birds be afraid of you, like you get too close. And he wouldn't eat, like I would feed like the ducks or the turtles or whatever in the lake. And he would never eat any of the bread.
I don't need that.
Like, nigga, what you here for? What is you here? What did you keep coming around me for? I said, you spying on me? I know they had to be spying on me. I be talking loud and talking so much junk. I ain't care.
I remember we were looking at this house and these freaking peacocks. They was just walking and it was a whole bunch of them, like 7 of them.
A lot of noise too. Ooh.
Girl, I'm like, Lord have mercy.
Ooh,
they
they
just
loud.
walking.
Why they sound like screaming cats? Like, it's like so weird. You see a lot of them around here though.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
I never seen them till I came to Texas like that. I would see them like at a farm or something, but in New York,
a lot of them around here, child. And you can't move them. You're not allowed to move them either. Like,
Oh, that's probably why they still around here then.
yeah, they settle in one place and you can't. No one can move them. Like animal rescue, they can't move them. They gotta stay, cause something about if you move them, they die or something. They have to move themselves. Because they will hover in one area, like. And mating season is horrible because they are loud, like loud. Mating season.
That's gotta be up here with them damn rattlesnakes. When
Oh,
they
really?
had that rattlesnake season,
Yeah,
that
got
shit is
a lot of
annoying.
rattlesnakes. Yeah.
Oh, that shit annoying. That should be.
Ooh, child,
That's
that
the
would freak me
worst
out. Like,
noise.
oh, you making my skin crawl right now. Like, I can't do it.
Girl. Oh, Lord have mercy. That noise.
That's what I had
You
to
be
see.
looking, look, you hear noise, you be like looking like, what the?
Is it in my house? Like,
Girl.
I don't like snakes, spiders. Snakes and spiders and rats, child. I will get them the whole house.
Oh,
Ooh, that gave my
oh my
skin crawl.
gosh.
Sound.
I came up here, I seen I was walking. I'm like, what the heck is that? A flying damn roach. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh yes, child. They got a lot of flying roaches, yeah.
Girl, just the walking like I'm like
Well, they like palmetto bugs, they call, but they like big.
Oh, that shit look nasty.
I almost broke my ankle running from one of them things.
I'm telling you, I can't stand. Then they got them red ants.
Yeah.
My damn grandbaby, she come running one day. She coming. I was at my daughter's house.
The flying ones, like the flying ones.
Girl, no, they wasn't flying, but they must have been red because they done bit my baby damn leg. If I was mad as hell.
That's the fire ants.
I'm like, God dang, she over there stomping on the damn ant hill or something. And her little butt.
Good thing she had no allergic reaction because some people go in the hospital with no fire ants.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So good thing she react like that because look, I done seen people get carried away in the paramedics messing with them things. Ooh. Legs swollen.
We all night, Nadi. We about to be out too. Me and sis just are still talking. I usually
know, right? And I gotta get up early in the morning, child. I'm sitting up here like I ain't gotta go to work.
Oh Lord. Yes. All right, sis. Go let's get out of here, sis. Appreciate you.
All right, good night, chat.
Good night, everybody.
All right, you guys have a beautiful one.
Peace and love.
All right.